up and crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Yeah, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 996 of the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back today, everybody. Yeah, 4 short shows away from the big 1,000. We are on the countdown. We're getting there. We're getting there real quick, actually. Michael, how are you, man?
I'm alive. I'm here. I'm ready to go.
Looking good, buddy. Looking good.
Close.
Yeah, man, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody, no matter where you be coming from. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I do want to say what's up to everybody that's walked into the door early. Say what's up to my man. Don't drink that. Corey, always in the house. Always love seeing Corey. Get back to him in just one second. I do want to say what's up to Christopher from South Florida, all the way from Miami, checking in today. Always great seeing Chris. I know that he's getting excited. Steelers season is right around the corner. Also, I do want to say what's up, Just Learning. My man, always great seeing Just Learning on the terrible board. Jamie Carlo in the house, yo. And let's get this started. Chris is saying, and you know what? I got to be honest with you, Mike. I'm ready to get this started as well. Just Learning says, Ryan, make a meet and greet for the gays. We got it, baby. Hey, if you want it, we got it here on the show. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Furnace from Mike. Gotcha. Jamie, okay, from Melbourne, Florida. All right. Welcome from Melbourne, Florida. Mike, go ahead. It looked like you had something to say.
No, why do I got to do the meet and greet with the gays? Not that I would be troubled by being around the gays. Just me meeting and greeting new people makes me uncomfortable.
Well, you are the runner-up this year.
I am the runner-up. I am the run-up.
And it's like American Idol. You know, just because you didn't win, it doesn't mean that you're out. You have to go out and
I still have duties to
celebrate. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
brand things like this.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. You know, before the contest, I did think I was a gay icon because everywhere I've worked with, there's someone who was gay. Everyone has loved me. And then this competition happened and it kind of burst my bubble a little bit. So maybe the meet and greet will help boost my ego back up.
All right, you got it, man. I wasn't actually going to have you go, but since you want to do this, you got it. Let's say what's up to everybody. Also, Mike walking in, just learning, dancing, food, drinks. That's right.
Okay, now we're sounding like a good time right here.
And I do want to say what's up to Corey, my man, all the way from the Midwest, coming in with he is the host of the podcast, Don't Drink That. If you're into conspiracy theories, any kind of conspiracy theories, I know that Corey has you taken care of over right here on YouTube on Don't Drink That. It's a great podcast. I spent a lot of time over there. I encourage you to do the same. Really great stuff. RB in the house as well. He says, Derby won the golden shower. You have to settle for the silver.
I don't know if I want the silver shower. Because I know how all your sick minds work.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Let's go right. I do want to say what's up to RB. Always great seeing RB from the show. And I do want to say what's up to Jello Donut. And he says the moon landing is fake. And I tend to agree with you, man. I do want to say what's up to Jello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Mike is in the house, feeling looking good and feeling gay today, which there's nothing wrong with. I'm
allowed to feel happy.
You are allowed to feel happy. Just learning says dress code, less the better. There you go, Mike.
For me personally, the more clothes I wear, the more comfortable I feel.
And the more clothes you wear, the more comfortable we feel as well.
That's fair. Why do you think I got a hoodie? Why do you think I started wearing the cap?
I don't know, my friend.
More clothes, the better.
We do have a lot to get into today. I want to start with a couple of things, actually. First, Mike, let's talk about your injury. So yesterday, Mike and I were doing a little work after hours. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. And we're sitting much like we are right now. And we're talking to one another before we started the project. And I look over at Mike as he sits right now. And he started wincing in pain, grabbing at his neck. Apparently, he got injured sitting here talking yesterday. And it was agonizing. He just kept going on and on about this neck and the wincing and everything. And it beat because I usually make fun of him for he got injured one time for going reverse in his car. He twisted his back or something. But this tops the cake, Mike. You literally got hurt by just sitting there and talking today.
No. I aggravated it while sitting here and talking. My muscles got all tight when the power went out when I was sleeping in my car, sleeping at the floor on the floor at work, and my body, I hit the palsy like this, I hit the palsy, and my muscles seized. It's still a knot in my shoulder. It's almost all the way gone. It's like between my shoulder and my neck. It's almost all gone.
Yes, exactly like Peter Griffin, Corey, is what that looked like. It's exactly what I seen. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I could tell you what I seen.
I was sitting right here,
Peter Griffin,
literally just like this, and it spasmed like a back spasm. I'm like I got shot, like I was Kennedy.
And I'm just sitting here looking at him like I just seen a retard with 10 heads walk by. I thought, what the fuck can you possibly? What's going on with you?
And it still hurts right now too. Now that we're talking about it, like it's the knot is back there throbbing.
Jello Donut, he tends to agree with you, Mike. He says, I feel that, Mike. Somehow I wake up from sleeping. I can't move my neck. It never goes away and always comes back. So there you go, Mike. You were going to be on, Mike. You were on the PUP. I got to be honest.
I am.
We're going to put you on the physically unable to.
No. I'm able to play through this injury. I'm not a soft baseball player. I'm a hockey player. I'll work through any type of injury.
And then also Corey says this. It wasn't like Kennedy. He didn't feel anything.
Oh shit! Shit!
There you go. Just sharing the injury report here on the show as we do get ready for the big game. We're moving closer, guys, of course, as camp is just less than 3 weeks away. If it's 3 weeks from right now, camp had already started, which is amazing. Very exciting. Mike, also, we have 1 month and 4 days till the Pittsburgh Steelers kick off in their first preseason game right here in Pittsburgh against the Green Bay Packers. And we also have just 66 days. And you know what? I was going to go Steeler, but you can't say 66 in Pittsburgh without mentioning the great one. The great one. Go ahead. Get me for that, Mike. Of course, Mario Lemieux, not the great one. Greater than the great one, Mario. But this is what I'm going with, Mike. I'm going with this is Mario Lemieux amount of days till the kickoff. Again, that is 66 days until the Steelers kick off against the Atlanta Falcons right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we're getting there, guys. Again, a long cry from the day after the Texans game back in January, and nobody knew what the hell was going to happen next. The coaching situation happened immediately after that. But here we are. We're all put back together. We're like Humpty Dumpty. Or Mike's like Humpty Dumpty. And
Actually, with all of my ailments, I am like Mario Lemieux.
well, you're like, I don't like Humpty Dumpty. We're just trying to put you all back together again. This is kind of what I've seen it.
Well, I'll find that. I'm a combination of Humpty Dumpty and Mario Lemieux.
Once you get Hodgkin's disease, I'll go ahead and I'll put you in that category.
I have a bad, no. He can have that, but we'll bond over the bad back and just being physically dominant more than anyone else in our field.
You got other. You listen. You're busy. Don't extend your. Don't fill your plate. You have all kind of things coming up here, of course, with your silver runner-up position. You have a lot of things to do, but just keep that in mind. Like, we're going to move forward just a little bit. I do see Tyrone in the house. Always great seeing my man Ty here. He says, at least it ain't peasy. Even Cam didn't make the wild disrespect. This is real. We're going to get into that for sure. You know that's coming up right here around the corner. Christopher says, fellas, got a neck pillow. Get a neck pillow. It would save you a lot of pain. Mike, a neck pillow perhaps.
It might have to be the go-to move.
I also I do want to say what's up, everybody. Welcome back to the show again, episode 996. Just 5 shows left till the big 1,000. This will be dropping Wednesday next week. Mike, we'll be hitting the big 1,000. And I've been doing some things here around the studio because, again, you know, at the break, we're going to rearrange a little bit, try to update. We're coming into season 10. We have big things coming up for the show going into this football season. And again, reaching the 1,000 show, that puts us in the top 1 percentile of all podcasts. So we're very excited about that. With that being said, we plan on, rearranging a little bit, keeping things up to date here on the show. And I came across a couple things here, Mike, and I want to show everybody something that we have here at the studio that I have right here with me. This is something I came across, guys. It's something very, very valuable, something that means a lot to me, something that means a lot to everybody on the show, guys. I want to show you a picture of the one who got away. We have this at the studio. Now, this is not something that was put together for today's show. This is not something that was put together for a bit. This is something literally that hangs in the in the main lobby, right where in our studio, guys. This here is something that I just came across. Now that I'm going to be doing a little moving around, the one that got away.
The one who got away.
The one that got away. This is a real prop here on the Dum Yinzers show, guys. This again, of course, is Dan Marino. If we would have picked Dan up back in the 80s, who knows how many Super Bowls we'd have by now. But this, of course, this beauty, it's going to be somewhere here in my studio as we turn the corner, Mike, to the big 1,000 episode. Again, the photo of the one that got away, Dan Marino, will always be with us.
Just look at that perm that he had. I know I refuse to believe those curls are natural. That thing is permed and beautiful. And why we passed on him, I still scratch my head to this day.
Don't scratch too hard. You're running out of hair there, buddy.
That's why I put the cap on.
All right.
Dave. Not because I'm ashamed of my baldness. I love my baldness. I can't afford to lose anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Don't scratch so hard. I do want to say what's up to Tyrone. JPJ is the GOAT, my man. Welcome to the show. Always great seeing Tyrone as always. One of the faves, one of the fan faves, one of the show faves. Tyrone, the man is the man is the man. When you're the man, baby. You got it. Let's go right here to Liam. Hey, what's up, dude? Well, always great to see you back on the board. Welcome back to the show. Liam does a little work with the Green Bay Packers, if I'm remembering right. Great to see you, buddy. Welcome back to the show. A lot of things to get into today. As you may see, the thumbnail is maybe a little bit of an indicator. I do have 2 things I do want to get into real quick before we do start the show, Mike. Makai Chavez is going to be with us today. Later on in the show, we do have an exclusive interview with the former MVP, the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Passion. She's going to be with us later on in the show to talk about the upcoming National Conference Championship game. It's going to be played this Saturday against the rival DC Divas in the second year in a row. This will be the second year that they're playing each other 3 times. They play each other during the regular season twice, which they split last year and this year. Both great games. The Passion is 5-1 going into this game up against the Divas. And this game is Saturday evening at 6 o'clock on ESPN Plus. You could also check them out on YouTube as well. The game will be live. It will be broadcasted live for everybody to watch. And if the Pittsburgh Passion win this time, Mike, they go on to Canton in 2 weeks for the championship game in the WFA. Very excited for the ladies. They are number 1 in the country, just points ahead of this DVC Diva team. This is probably the championship game. If you really think about it, it's almost like if the Ravens and Steelers were playing in the AFC championship and knowing your opponent on the other side isn't going to be that good. It's kind of that feel. The teams out west aren't great. And the ladies here in Pittsburgh are just chomping at the bit to get back at Washington, at DC, the Divas, for knocking them out last year in the playoffs in this same exact place. Mike, they played twice during the season. Passion won the first game on a game-winning field goal, 36-yard field goal. And then the second time around, we had the lead. DC scores late. We just couldn't get down the field and score again. And Washington, they win the second game, knots the series up again 2 years in a row, heads to the playoffs to face this team for a second year in a row. Guys, I'm telling you, if you like competitive football, you know, it's not your guys, it's not your NFL. Don't sleep on these women. If you love football and you love women, I mean, come on. You know, tune in this weekend, cheer on the Pittsburgh Passion, hop on the board over there, make sure you say some encouraging things because these these women, they're tough, and we do have the toughest of them all. Again, Mike, former league MVP, Makai Chavez, been in the league for many, many years, started out in Tampa, Florida, played a lot of football down there professionally as a running back. She is now our quarterback. I couldn't ask for anything else, Mike. The DC Divas quarterback, now she's kind of a Dan Marino type of quarterback, and she could really sling the ball around. Our quarterback is more like a Patrick Mahomes. She does a little bit of everything. It's going to be classic, guys. Do you love football? Do you love women? Do you love Pittsburgh sports? Do you love the black and the gold? You know what? Why not watch this game Saturday night, guys? Get on, check them out. And you know what? If you stick around later on, watch the interview, I think you're going to be pumped to watch this game, just like we are here at the show. The look in Makai Chavez's eyes, Mike, is telling me that we're going to win this football game. Again, this Saturday at Char Valley High School, a home game. We got Pittsburgh Passion, DC Divas for the shot to go back to Canton for the championship game. So very, very excited. Just learning, like myself, he loves women. Turn in this weekend. What you're not listen. What do I have to gain by convincing you to watch this if it isn't any good? I got pulled in about 3 or 4 years ago, and I watch these women every freaking weekend. And Mike, it's because they're that good. It's great football. It's not dainty, girly, nothing like that. These women play. It's full force, full physical game. Check it out. Saturday this weekend, the big one, Mike. Coming up, again, Pittsburgh Passion, DC Divas. Stick around. We do have an exclusive interview later on in the show with Ms. Makai Chavez. Very excited to talk to her. I know she's going to bring us home. I know she's going to bring us home for us, Mike. I just know.
It is like they're the best shot right now to bring another championship to Pittsburgh.
If you want to watch the Pittsburgh team win a playoff game because you haven't seen that in 10 years,
right?
By all means.
Yeah. Like they're our best opportunity right now. So I'm rooting for them. It is like this game is like the Steelers Ravens.
It really is
football. It is. It's always a close game. Usually, whoever wins this game goes on to win the championship. So it's going to be it's going to be a big game. Going to be a huge game. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
A lot of things about these games, Mike, they're really, really. I mean, they're physical. Again, they're between two rival teams. They're very disciplined. They're well coached. I mean, this Pittsburgh women's football tradition goes back forever. And the coaches from now or quarterbacks back in the day. Believe me, guys, turn it on. Listen, if you don't like it, then turn it off. But at the end of the day, I'm not steering in the wrong direction. I thoroughly enjoy watching the Passion play football. I think you're going to get pulled into it if you do check it out. So go check that out. Again, Makai Chavez today with us here later on. The big game, the conference championship for the rights to go to the Captain championship game for the Women's Football League this Saturday, 6 o'clock, Char Valley High School, guys. One other thing I'm going to talk about, Mike, and we got all kind of Steelers. We got all kind of disrespect. We got all kind of a lot of things going on today with the black and the gold. But real quick, I watched the most pirate game I've ever seen in my life yesterday. Jared Jones might go 6 perfect innings. Perfect innings, not no hitter, perfect innings, and gets yanked after the 6th at 77 pitches, only to have the next pitcher come in, the reliever, and give up a hit on the very first at bat. And then Joey Bart, who we just traded away to the Atlanta Braves, steps up. It's a 2-run homer. We lose this game ultimately 3-0. It was the most Pittsburgh Pirates thing I've ever seen in my life. If you want an explanation of what the Pirates season is at this point, watch yesterday's game. Dominant pitching by starting. Again, a perfect game through 6. 77 pitches, you yank him. You bring in a guy, he lets up a hit the very next batter. And again, Joey Bart, who we just sent Atlanta last week on a trade because he was shit here before being injured. He was shit. We shipped him down there. He hits a 2-run jack to win ultimately in this game. So again, if you want an idea of how it feels to be a Pirate fan, go check this game out. You're going to get a perfect feel of how it's been for us for many, many of years. And a lot of you Pirate fans know what I'm talking about. It's no surprise, guys. That is the Pirates. I'm already. Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say their justification is, oh, well, he's coming back from injury. We're easing him back in. Then why have him fucking start? If you're only going to allow him to pitch 70 some odd pitches, don't make him. Don't start him.
I've never seen
make him come out of the bullpen
after 6 innings with a perfect game ever get yanked. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. Put him in
It-
for
it's
another
a
batter.
false-
Listen, Mike, if you put him back in the 7th inning and he fucks up, take him out.
Yeah.
Or something happens. He's still at 77 pitches.
Let him go out there and throw it. If he comes and if he's noticing, if you and your pitching coach notice, like, hey, he's looking, the arm doesn't look as good. We're looking at his face. He's kind of hiding some pain. Go out there and talk to him. Like, how are you feeling? Can you make it through this inning? And then let him go through. Then you keep talking to him after the inning. Keep an eye on him physically, but you let him go out there. Because if he's good enough to start, he's good enough to keep going out there. None of this bullshit artificial pitch count. Yeah, I know he's coming back from an injury, but if he's not 100% to go out there, why are you throwing him out as a starter? Why not use him as a long reliever in the bullpen?
So understand that the Pirates aren't a bad team. They have terrible management. The coach,
he's a fucking moron.
They have when they're healthy, Mike, the rotation it's top notch. It really is. And again, the offense, they are more productive than any offense in the history of the Pittsburgh Pirates franchise, and they are the 3rd team with the most runs in the whole entire league. Does that sound like a team that's just 500? This comes down to many bad games coaching this baseball team and didn't put them in the best position to win. And they've been doing it all year, Mike. It's starting to be hard to feel bad for them, but it sucks because we waited so long for them to go out and pay money to build a team. They did, and this is the results we get because the coach is a schlub.
It is more. We haven't had a good manager since Jim Leland. I know a lot of people love Clint Hurdle, but he made stupid fucking decisions all the time too. Oh, we're not going to play our best player because this and that in a playoff game.
Let's keep with the current guy. We went through years of Clint Hurdle bashing.
But I know people love him here in Pittsburgh. Oh, Clint Hurdle, no, he sucked too. Yeah, you know what? Give me fucking Lloyd McClendon. Lloyd McClendon would not have pulled him. Lloyd McClendon would have stolen second base or first base or whatever, but he would not have pulled Jared Jones.
No, not a blown save because we scored no runs, Vegas. So unfortunately, it wasn't. And unfortunately, we had a perfect game through 6 innings. So there you go.
It's not like we were bringing in Ricardo Rincon.
It was like we were bringing in Ricardo Montalban. Our bullpen.
Wow.
Our bullpen is trash. But anyway, Mike, they got to.
It should have just brought in Derpy.
Yeah. Throw the titty ball. Mike, so finally that is everything going on here in the Berg as far as our sports goes. Let's get into some Pirates back in action today. They're actually playing right now. Game 3 rubber match against the Braves. That is going on as we speak. Let's get into some football. Should we, Mike?
Let's do it.
Camp, Mike, is on the 28th. The guys are going to start showing up. The 29th camp officially starts on the 3rd of August. The pads come on the 8th. It's Saturday Night Lights. Mike, used to be Friday Night Lights for many years. It's Saturday Night Lights, and then finally the 17th, they are going to wrap up camp. If you could believe this, it's Mike, we're a month away from being in preseason football. It's going to be a month and like 4 days. We're going to be playing Green Bay. It's going to all mix in with that last week of camp. By the time they finish the first game, they go back to camp. Then they play the next game, I believe. And then after that, everybody heads home. So it's all getting really close. It's getting really real, if you will. The Pittsburgh Steelers camp is, guys, less than 3 weeks away. If it was 3 weeks from right now, we would be at camp. Camp would be it would be full swing at this point, Mike. 3 weeks from now, again, also a little over a month, preseason football in 66 days till the opening kickoff against the Atlanta Falcons. It's just so, I could taste it. You can
taste it, you can hear it, you can smell it in the air.
Smell it.
It's not derpy. That's not derpy. That's football season, right?
It's not derpy. Sit down here.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Let's grab some of these messages, Mike.
Yes, please do.
You know what? We'll get into these messages, and then we're going to get into football. We have disrespect going on, Mike. We have rankings. We have a lot of things that are going to blow your mind today. that we're going to get into in this off-season installment of the Two Dum Yinzers as we talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers. As everybody's getting excited as it is coming up quickly. Let's grab on the board. I'm going to grab right here. I'm going to say RB right here from the show. He says that maybe the pressure of being the hometown savior would have got to Dan, or the lack of Coke. Miami had a surplus. Tyrone says this: Steelers are so disrespected. Nothing new. It just comes to. You're right. You're right, and we're going to get into that real soon, Ty. I know that Ty's a little upset, of course, rightfully so. Probably after yesterday. Christopher says, fellas, are there going to be food trucks at Latrobe or just tailgate food for sale? Chris, you know what? You would probably be better acclimated to tell us. You do go up often, and I'm not sure. I've been up here for quite a few years, but we are going to head down this year to see you guys. I'm guessing a lot of both, if I'm hearing right. Mike, any word on that?
I have no idea. I've literally never been to Latrobe, so I don't know what goes down up there.
Well, get your pickup truck and your pitchfork and head out to Westmoreland County. Mike, make it out this year. Check out camp. Let's go here to Christopher. Chris says, I'm sorry, we did get Chris. Kevin, I do want to say what's up to my man Kevin, all the way from Virginia. Got it that time. Kevin says, hey, Yinzers. Of course, Mike, yesterday we figured out that there was two Kevins one day, and one was Virginia, one was Nashville. Kevin Reed from Virginia.
We haven't seen Nashville Kevin since the storm came through.
Oh, shit.
He was going to a storm cellar, and I don't think we've seen him since.
That's interesting. RB says, do these girls have groupies, men or women? But yeah, I think. I don't know. I know that it's a growing sport, and I know that certainly the interest is growing around here as our team continues to be successful. I'm sure everybody kind of has groupies in weird kind of ways, I guess. Let's go here to Corey. Don't drink that. He says something I was thinking about. Way too early prediction. The 66th Super Bowl will be played on the 6th day of February, and it will be San Francisco getting its 6th Super Bowl. And that'll be Pitt, New England, San Francisco with 6 Super Bowls. Don't let a tater tart hear that. Just Learning says, I love women. I do too. Jen says, hey, everyone, always great seeing Jen back on the board. Hope Jen is doing well on her road to recovery after her surgery recently. Jen, great seeing you as always. I ain't been up to camp since my late 20s. I mean, it's been a while. Mark Malone says, any relation to Hugo Chavez? I don't think there's any relation to Hugo. Let's go here too. And always great seeing you, Mark. Of course, the man, the myth, the mustache in the house. Vegas, always great seeing Vegas all the way, Mike, from Las Vegas, in case you didn't know.
I thought it was Albuquerque.
Oh, yeah, maybe it is Albuquerque. Let's go here to Vegas 8K. Vegas says this game didn't go down as another blown save. It was not. We failed to score any runs, so that didn't happen. Vegas says this should have hired Bruce Bochy, the old AAA LA. You know what? He was a coach for the Padres, I think, when they were doing really good quite a few years back, I recall. Good coach, if I'm remembering the right guy. Let's go to Jello Donut. Jello Donut says this: tired of baseball teams not trying. Management decisions comes from the ownership group and what they want to happen between tanking and players, then fixing games, losing the spirit of sports. I agree. I'm seeing it all around. I'm sure as everybody else is. Not a big fan of things like this. Let's go Vegas. Vegas says, hello, Finch. Finch is good. He's going to see Bob Dylan this weekend. I just seen he had a post on social media, Mike. He says, what has 2 thumbs and is going to see Bob Dylan this Sunday? This guy. I swear to you.
I'm more shocked, not that Finch is alive, but that Bob Dylan is still alive.
That's true.
I thought he died.
His voice died many, many years ago, Mike. His voice died. He's still hanging in there.
You know, I thought they were. I thought they both moved on from this mortal coil, but it's nice to find out both of them are still kicking.
His voice should have been buried years ago. I love him. Listen, I think his songwriting is great. I'm a fan, but his voice certainly should have been buried years ago. Kevin says, I think the Steelers will start 6-0. You know what? You're not the first person, Mike. We did see that earlier this offseason. I can't remember where, but that would be great. We will take it because, again, Mike, stack wins. Get them when you can get them. And that way, when you start running into problems, you could have wins in your back pocket to fall back on, as we did last year. So it helped us early to get them wins like we did. So hopefully we can do the same thing. Chris, the temperature right now is 84 degrees in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure what it's going up to today, but this has been pretty average. It started out really hot, dropped down into the mid 80s, and that's kind of been where it's been sitting every day. Some days a little lower, some days a little higher, but basically, as of right now, I'll keep you posted closer we get, and I'm sure we all got the technology to do so. But again, if you do ask, I'll certainly keep you posted as well. It is 84 as we speak. Let's continue down. Let's go to Tyrone. He says, Miss Finch, hope all is well. And I think we're going to see Finch back pretty soon. As a matter of fact, a lot of things are going to be happening with the personnel because we are coming back into the new season, if you will. After we come back from our break, it'll be our new football season that starts at camp and beyond. So I think we'll be seeing a lot of everybody at some point after. So hang in there. I see Tater Tart. Hopefully he didn't hear the comment or read it. Luckily, Browns fans and people from Northern Ireland can't read. So maybe he didn't hear the comment earlier that Corey was saying about the Niners. Always great seeing you, Tater, all the way from across the pond in the house. Tater. Bang, bang, Niners, he says in Vegas, says this. Facts, Bruce is coached for a bunch of teams over the... Yes, yeah, he's a familiar name. And as I said, most recognizable for me as the Padres coach when he had that team really, really playing good baseball. I can remember them just going on and talking about Bruce Bochy a lot. Guys, but let's get into what's important, shall we?
Let's do it.
Shall we? Let's do it. The big conversation as you come in today and you see these thumbnail, we've been talking all at least since yesterday. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN's been putting out his positional rankings this week. Monday, he put out running backs, which no Steelers made the top 10 in the league, the list of running backs, which we went over yesterday. Also, the edge rushers. TJ Watt came in at 7, is 7th overall edge rusher in the league, according to ESPN. And then also, what's the other position? What am I missing, Mike? Off the top of my head, running backs, edge, and
defensive lineman
and defensive line. No, what was yesterday?
Cornerbacks,
and I should have known. Cornerbacks we talked about yesterday, and of course, no Steelers, no JPJ, nobody on the Jerry's list of Fowler. What am I? Yeah, Fowler. Jeremy Fowler, ESPN's positional rankings. So one Steeler so far, he comes in at number 7 on the edge rushers of the 3 positions so far: cornerback, edge, and running back. One Steeler so far, and today the 4th position has been released, Mike, from Jeremy Fowler at ESPN in the positions. And we were anticipating this one a little bit because of the way that Cam Heyward is talked about, certainly by the national media.
Yeah.
And I'd say more by the national media than the local media, to be honest. As I'm watching games last year, as many of you were, you might have noticed the introductions at the beginning. And what they started doing was they'll put the player, he'll say his name, and then underneath him, it says what ranking he is at his position in the NFL. And many times when Cam Heyward was doing his introduction, Mike, at the bottom of the screen, he'd say, "I'm Cam Heyward, Ohio State." And under that, it would say number 1 of whatever it was.
Yeah.
Whenever defensive tackles were in the running. Cam Heyward. I was a little skeptical. Listen, I'm not bad-mouthing Cam. I'm just saying I'm a little skeptical that you were on national television telling us that Cam is the best defensive tackle in the league. He's older. There's a lot of guys out there. And at the end of the day, it's not really a knock about him. It's saying that there's a lot of guys out there. And we have the list today that Jeremy Fowler put out, Mike, about with this top 10 defensive linemen. And I want to preface this by saying that after 4 days of positional rankings, there still was just one Pittsburgh Steeler that made the mark. And it's TJ Watt coming in at 7. Edge rushers. Let's get into this list of defensive linemen that ESPN. And again, the only reason I'm really making a point about this is because they come out every week and tell us he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
Yeah.
And again, I don't argue this. I'm just saying there's a lot of guys out there, younger, faster, stronger, more physical,
more consistent.
So for this reason, guys, we're really going to take a close look at this list today of this morning. Jeremy Fowler's positional rankings, top 10 for defensive tackles. Guys, hang on. Here we go, Mike. I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to go down. I'm going to start with the best that they say, all the way down to number 10. Mike, this list has Leonard Williams from Seattle, the best defensive tackle in the defensive lineman in the league. Okay. I don't think there's many people arguing this. But again, as we have this conversation, continue to think in place, and also moving forward, watch when we're watching games this year, especially national games. Pay attention to this. Because again, we know our Cam, and I'm not bad-mouthing our Cam. I'm just saying we know there's a lot of talented kids, guys, grown men, young men in this league that I would hesitate to just jump out there and say this guy is the best defensive tackle in the game. So with that being said, Mike, let's go to number 2. Number 2 behind Leonard Williams from Seattle. Number 2 is Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons, Tennessee, great defensive lineman. No debate about it. He comes in number 2 on this list, Mike, scoring high on the list.
Yeah.
And nothing away from that gentleman. He takes number 2.
Yeah, he might be my number 1. I think that dude he's amazing. And light on his feet and strong.
And I don't think that you're wrong for making him your number 1. Any of these guys, they could all be your number 1 to a certain point. Let's get to number 3, my favorite. You know I like this guy, Mike. I liked him since college. I liked him since the draft. I like him in Philadelphia. I liked him since I seen him dive under the center's leg to try to intercept a spiked ball. Number 3 on the list, Mike, of top 10 defensive tackles in the league, of course, is Jalen Carter. It's got a little trouble with Georgia there at the end. I liked him in the draft. There was crazy talk for a split second during the draft. Go after him. Why not? Go after the best guy. Go after this Jalen Carter. Mike, we did not. He goes to Philly. He on this list is number 3.
I think a bit high just for my taste. A phenomenal pass rusher. His run defense has gone down every year, but I can understand the argument that the league's execs are saying for him.
I like him. I would have him right where he is, maybe a little bit better. That's me. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4, and again, this is somebody that there is no debate belongs in the top 5 for sure, Mike, on the list. Chris Jones from Kansas City. He's been there through it all. Mm-hmm. He's been on many teams that's done great things here with Kansas City. End of day, Mike. Number 4, Chris Jones. And again, remind you, this is another player that sits behind Cam all the time when you're watching football games. Again, go back, pull up games. Every game, they'll tell you, number 1, it says right across the bottom of the board, number 1 defensive tackle in the league, Cam Heyward. Let's go to number 5, Mike. I think that Chris Jones is a no-brainer. Let's go to number 5. From the Carolina Panthers, Mike, Derek Brown. Yes. Derek Brown, another. Come on.
Dude is a physical beast. Watch some Carolina games, and he just manhandles grown men like they're children. I was watching some stuff breaking down these guys today, and he was just launching dudes, and it was funny to watch. It's a good young, it's a good player, just a beast.
And he falls at 5. So that's what I'm saying. It's a thick group. Top 5 is really good.
Yeah.
Top 5 is really good. Let's go to number 6, Mike. Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams from Dallas. Come on.
I loved him when he was with the Jets. He was one of the guys I would love to have him as a Steeler. When the Jets were selling people last year, I would love to have had him on this defense. He unfortunately got traded to Dallas. He's just another stud on the D-line. I would have him in my top 5, but right outside, really good ranking for him. I've been a fan ever since he came into the league.
Number 7, another one of my favorites. Another guy that went from New York elsewhere this off season. Mike, he went to a division rival, of course. He'll be on the defensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals this year. One of my favorites, Sexy Dexy, comes in at number 7. Of course, Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, number 7, Mike.
I thought last year was a disappointing year for him. Now I don't know if there was what was going around in New York. It plays around him. I don't know if he was banged up or not, but he just didn't seem like his normal Sexy Dexy self. It looked like his production dropped, and watching some of the games I saw him play, just didn't seem like his normal Sexy Dexy self. But if you can flip it around, it's a great pickup by Cincy, and I still have him within my top 10.
Next on the list, Mike, number 8, out of Denver. Good defense. I mean, come on. This defense continues to get stronger in Denver. Watch out, guys. Number 8 on the list from Denver, Zach Allen. Zach Allen, number 8
like him.
On the list.
Solid, consistent player.
Number 9, Number 9 is Milton Williams from New England.
I like Milton.
And number 10, rounding out Jeremy Fowler's top 10 positional rankings from the defensive line, Mike. Number 10 is, of course, Jordan Davis from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I mean, Philadelphia is not good for no reason, Mike. They're stacked in many ways. Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
He's one of the guys I really wanted us to draft. And dude is a mountain of a man. He almost makes Darnell look small. That's how big Jordan Davis is.
So that's your top 10, Mike. Here's your honorable mentions. So you figure, all right, Cam made he had to make the honorable mentions, right?
Yeah.
Because he's Mike considered, according to the national media, the best defensive lineman in the league.
Remember last year, that one outfit had Lamar 1, Cam 2.
Yeah.
Best players in football.
This is what the honorable mention looks like. Byron Murphy out of Seattle. DeForest Buckner out of Indianapolis. Vita V out of Tampa Bay.
He's still getting it done.
These are your honorable mentions. Cam did not, again, make the list. So I'm just trying to figure this all out. And right here, Mike, this is the also receiving votes. So this is not the top 10.
Yeah.
This is not the honorable mention. This is the receiving, also receiving votes. Kobe Turner, Kenny Clark. How do you say, Mike? David Onyemata.
Yep.
Another guy, Osa, the big long last name I'm not going to try.
Yep.
And
I know
finally,
who you're talking about.
And finally, Cam Heyward.
In that group right there, I have Cam above those guys.
I think what's important though is Mike, this is the best defensive lineman in the league. What happened from last year to this year?
Yeah, big drop. Cam is beloved by the national media, and we're seeing scouts, coaches, execs don't really hold him in the same regard as the media and the pundits do. I think when he is on, I'm gonna keep referencing because I think it's the best game I ever saw him play. Was week 16, week 17 against Baltimore? Yeah, week 17 against Baltimore. It might be the best game I've ever seen him play football. That's what people think Cam plays like week in and week out.
That's exactly it. Because
he doesn't. He has a lot of stinkers out there. You watch some games, he just disappears. He's not doing those little things that you want him to do. But when he is on, he is otherworldly, but they're few and far between. Like I said, he has those games where he's what everyone thinks he is. He has average games. Then he has a whole lot of games where, did Cam play at all? And people just remember these really good ones. And I think the league kind of sees that better than the fans do, and better than the media does as well, because you're just fixated on those key performances, not the overall picture. Because those key performances that he puts out there, they do hide a lot of warts.
You already answered your own question. You already said it before that it's consistency, and this is what it is. Because again, if you're the top, it's your position. You're consistently very, very good at what you do. Like I'm seeing RB saying here on the board, he said something similar just a moment ago in regards to that as well. I don't think Cam is. There it is. I don't think Cam is top 15, makes great plays, then disappears for a ton of plays. Listen, I understand he's not the god of defensive tackles who should be dominating every play. But again, if you're a Steeler fan, you see this differently than, again, what the national media does. And again, I want to really point this out because as I watch every game that goes on through the season, I'm sitting there watching these introductions and saying, how in the hell?
Yeah.
And again, this is not taking anything away from our player, our defensive lineman. It's just saying that there's a lot of young talent out there around this league, as we just named, between the top 10, the honorable mention, a good 15 guys right there, Mike, that could certainly be in the conversation. Mm-hmm. So that's all I'm saying. For me personally, that's my point. I'm just trying to point out the fact, and I don't know if everybody notices this or not, but I notice it every time and it drives me fucking nuts.
Yeah, it does me too. For Cam Heyward being as old as he is, I still like a top 20 player in that position. I think that's an accurate spot for him in top 20. He's has those great moments, but he also has moments where he's not doing anything, and people don't want to recognize that. And when you call those moments out, you get attacked as a hater, or you don't know ball, you don't know what you're talking about, or oh, he's being double teamed. Like it's one on one. I remember a few years ago when watching him get blocked 35 yards down the field by a rookie lineman from the Bengals that no one ever heard of or heard from since. He is he's not infallible. Like, he has warts to his game, but he has those big games and people won't forget about him. And I, like Ryan said, I don't want to take anything away from him. Dude's going to end up playing probably the most games as a Steelers, going to be up there in sack list. He's had a damn good career, but I just don't think it's a Hall of Fame type career, and I don't think he's still a top 10 player at his position. He can be at times, but not consistently.
Let me ask you. Let me throw this out there. The other day, somebody mentioned Ed O'Neill. I think it was actually Tater Tard. He brought up Al Bundy. Here's one for you, Tater. Did you know who he was up against for that position at tryouts that summer when he got drafted to the Steelers? He was up against Mean Joe Green. That was the guy he was fighting for a position against. Al Bundy didn't make the Steelers, of course, when he tried out back in the day. He lost ultimately to Mean Joe Green. So at the end of the day, for a guy that failed, Mike, he really fell into roses, came out smelling like fell into shit, came out smelling like roses.
Yeah.
Because again, he makes it that far, couldn't get it done. But you know what? I lost out to Mean Joe Green.
Lost out to a Hall of Famer.
Let me go find out what else I could do. Oh, I could go be Al Bundy and then do Modern Family. I mean, Mike, talking about a guy who comes out smelling like roses at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Not a bad life story if you are, of course, Ed O'Neill from Youngstown, Ohio. Not that far away from here, as a matter of fact. Derpy loves the Penguins, Mike. He loves those Youngstown State Penguins.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Let's talk. Let's see what's going on the board. Might get some thoughts of what people are saying about this list. Of course, this is the fourth day in a row. Jeremy Fowler put out his ESPN top 10 by position rankings. Mike, one Steeler so far is on this on the list out of 40 people that were selected. Of course, TJ Watt comes in at number 7 at the edge rusher spot in these lists. So there you go, guys. This is where we're at. Mike, these lists continue on for about 10 more days until they get through all the positions. So we'll continue to keep up on it as well. Let's get back on the board, see what everybody's saying about this and much, much more. A lot going on today. We do have a lot to get into, guys. As a matter of fact, as the show goes on, we also have the big interview later on with the former MVP of the WFA, Mike, in the Women's Football League, Pittsburgh Passion's quarterback, Makai Chavez, will be with us later on. Let's get through this board, though, right now. Let's go to right about Vegas. Vegas says, coming back from your vacation with the Steelers, colored beard. Possibly. I thought about that, actually. Who knows? Trying to make some kind of changes, keep things interesting. Let's go to Vegas also. He says, I'm sorry, no. Yes, of course, you made the comment about Bruce Bochy. We did get that. Kevin says this, Heinrich will make the team and we'll have 4 touchdowns, in my opinion. That'd be good for the kid, for sure. Would certainly be good for him. Tyrone says, shaking my head, you can't name me 5 better corners than Porter and 5 better defensive ends than Cam. Let's go here to Vegas. Vegas says Jeremy is as good at basketball too. Speaking of which, I watched the Indiana Fever play the LA Sparks last night, Mike. And I got to be honest with you, Sophie's looking good as ever. She just and she must have been out in LA getting sun because usually she wears sleeves when she plays. She didn't have no sleeves, but she was really, really red, like from the sun.
Ooh.
Looking good. Who knows who the hell won or whatever? Who knows? I think LA won. Let's continue.
You won by watching.
I did win. Let's go right here, Mike. Let's go to Mark Malone. I almost went with the Karl Malone reference, of course. The great NBA player. Cam is a better defensive tackle than JPJ is a cornerback, Mark Malone is saying. That's interesting. Cody says this, Cam killed it last year. No, you're right. Again, I'm not taking – listen, and that's one thing I want to make clear. I'm not taking anything away from Cam. I thought he played amazing at times last year. But at 37 years old, is it fair to say that he's the best out of all these guys? Tyrone says, Mark, you can't compare that, LOL. That's kind of what I was thinking as well. Tyrone says, facts, Cody, he's top 6 defensive end in my book. Let's continue down here to Jamie says this. Bruce Bochy from where I am in Florida. Oh, that's awesome, man. Did you ever get to meet him? Did you ever meet the coach? Let's go here to Mark. Mark says Cam top 10, JP Che, not top 10 corner, tie. Just guys been lethal. They've been brutal, man.
They have been. They don't let up.
They're relentless. They're a relentless group. They are. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says this. They both top 6 at their positions in my book. Just a JPJ hater, and I think that's what it is. Cody says this. Cam's old has probably played more snaps than all those young fellas. Probably. But you know what? At the end of the season, if shit falls and things don't go well, one of the first things we're going to start doing is blaming the older players. We're going to say, bring the age group down. You have Jalen Ramsey's, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have Cam Heyward. The age, it's up there, guys. Say what you want. I'm just saying.
Who's been one of the key variables of defenses that consistently get 200 yards put up on them?
Yeah.
Who's been a key cog in the middle of that defense for playoff collapses of the defense? Mr. All-Pro, the greatest defensive tackle ever.
Number one in the league. Number one. That's all. Listen, that's it. There's no hate toward Cam. That's not.
It's just you can't.
It's putting things into perspective.
Yeah. You have to take the good with the bad. And that's just the facts of life.
And again, if you're a casual fan and you're tuning in watching, you're led to believe that Cam Heyward is the best defensive lineman in the league, and I think that's inaccurate. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Tyrone. My man Ty says this. You're the same dude that thinks defense and said he would be in different scheme after that. Everything you say, Mark, is pointless. Ty and Mark just going at each other's neck. And the funny thing is, I mean, that Mark, he's just, he's a trickster. He's a jokester. And I just think that Ty, I hope that Ty recognizes that as well, because I wouldn't get too upset. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says, I do want to say what's up to my man Cody. Always great seeing Cody on the terrible board. He says, I don't even like Cam, but he is a Steeler, so that's my guy. That's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, I have nothing against Cam. As a matter of fact, I like him on my defense. I think he can do things. I just think that he can't be as consistent as he was because, again, he's almost 40 years old. It's nature. I don't know. You're fighting nature at that point. And again, let's just say we fell in ways that Cam could have helped win, or Ramsey, or Aaron, or anybody for that matter that's above a certain point with their age. This is probably what we're going to be saying next year, because we're going to be out of question, saying we got new coaching staff, new system, new players. Why isn't things getting better? Well, maybe if we bring the age down, that could very well be the next argument if this season doesn't go the way we want it to. So just as I'm saying, guys, no shade even at Cam. There's not even any shade thrown at him. It's just me pointing out that when they tell us on national TV that he's the best defensive lineman in the league, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not even anything against him. It's against the league, as a matter of fact.
He used to be one of my favorite Steelers until after the Jacksonville playoff game, when there are a lot of, we need to be betters, we need to do this better after a loss, and then our quarterback's going, you know what, guys, I need to play better. I need to get the offense scoring more points. One was a leader, one wants to be seen as a leader. I lost a lot of respect for Cam after that game, and he's proven to be that selfish kind of guy the whole way through.
Ty says I got Cam at 6 right now. Should have made it in there, in my opinion. And again, I mean, you're picking. It's 10. It's 10 guys. It's not like you're even saying these are the top 3 and you didn't make it. I feel like I've been snubbed. There's 10 people, and then there's honorable mention. He didn't land in the honorable mention either. So again, just saying. Let's go right here. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, unlike TJ Watt, Cam had back-to-back great seasons. Tyrone says, can't argue that. Cody, people said Cam would fall off 2 years ago. You know what? And that's when I was saying it as well. Because at that point, his play had fallen off. I think Mike, certainly he's improved over the past 2 seasons. And again, I'm certainly willing to give him the credit where the credit is due. Yeah. Because
he got his money. He's playing better.
I see the improvement in the past 2 years from what I've seen from the prior.
Yeah. So, but before last year, the year before, his play was going down. And He
was just
didn't
like
have as many. He didn't have as many of those typical Cam games that people.
You know what he did have, Mike?
remember.
And the reason that we pointed this out and talked about it is because he was doing a lot of these come in late on tackles and kind of fall on the pile.
Yeah.
And he was getting accredited tackles.
He was doing the junior say-out. Tap the pile, do a dance, get the tackle.
And he was accumulating these tackles, and we were observing this, saying, well, wait a minute, let's count these, Mike. And we go back, watch film, and it wasn't adding up. And what it was he was falling on the pile after the play or at the end of the play when the guy was already down, and he was getting credits. So again, whatever it is with Cam, this
he bounced back the last 2 years, but there's still a lot of bad games in those 2 years where he disappeared. He was not there.
Yeah.
But when he's on, he's on.
Let's go to Cody. Cody says this, Mike. He says, I would go as far as saying Cam was our best defender last year. And again, he did have a good season last year. Certainly improved from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But JPJ would certainly be, again, not letting up any touchdowns, kind of, I think would be more in that category for me. Who else?
I would go with Derek Harmon, because when Derek Harmon played, our run defense gave up like 27 yards less per game when he was in the lineup.
Jack Sawyer with a couple of picks as a rookie. I mean, no, I'm not saying he played better than Cam, but again, I'm just putting out the, we're looking at good performances by players, and again, they make it seem like it's so cut and dry. At the end of the day, this dude is the best.
It's what we talk about all the time, Ryan. The name.
It's an absolute. Wait till your guy Tyrone gets that reputation. Wait till JPJ becomes that guy. You're gonna love the shit out of it. And there's going to be people over time, and perhaps like it is now, people are going to give you shit. But at the end of the day, once they start putting something in your face, they started telling us that Myles Garrett was the best defensive player in the league. Brother, there's a gazillion guys on defense in the league. Some guys have 200 tackles. And they kept pushing this edge narrative over and over. Guys have 7, 8, 9 interceptions, 200 tackles, edge. So again, sometimes the narrative of what the media does, it's a little skewed if you step back and zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Let's go right here, Ty, my guy. Cody says that. Cody, second free safety. JPJ was first. You know what? I thought that I thought both of them gentlemen look good. Let's go right here to Vegas. Vegas says Dex had a half sack last year. No, he definitely had a down year. Probably why New York didn't hesitate to move him. Let's go to RB. He says, I think Cam is top 15, makes great plays, and then disappears. That's kind of where I'm at. And again, if you're trying to, really split the hairs, Mike, I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's what it is. Those great plays are really good.
And it's not memorable. And it's not a terrible problem, but you have to acknowledge what it is. That's
exactly.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, and a lot of people know it. Like, I was just looking on Twitter, like local media was like they're offended and outraged by it, like because you're not looking at it through an unbiased lens. You guys they're hyping it up to their own audience because they know what Steelers fans think of Cam. Like you got to be honest when you evaluate players, especially on your own team. So that way you know what areas that your team needs to actually improve on and players to hold accountable.
Let's go right here. Let's go to RB says, I don't think Cam's top 15. Okay, we did get that. Tyrone says this just a joke. Man, this just piss off these ESPN motherfuckers. Don't watch the game again, and nobody can name me 5 better DBs and 5 better defensive ends. Rest my case. Again, I would think that maybe we should have more than one guy in the top 40 out of the 4 positions. Vegas says this. Vegas says, but Mike Ditka thinks the NFL wasn't getting bigger and faster. Mike Ditka also from Aliquippa High School. NFL Hall of Fame high. Mm-hmm. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Kevin. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin says this. Heyward and Harmon should have been on the list, in my opinion. Probably a little early for Harmon, but maybe next year. Again, let's see what he could do, and I wouldn't rule it out. Let's go here to Mark. Mark Malone says Cam top 10 for sure. JPJ not so much. Again, whether Mark really believes that or whether he likes to poke it, Ty, which is very well could be the possibility. We don't know. Cody says this. I think if Walter Nolan didn't get hurt and take a step forward in that BS Cardinals defense, he would be in the top 12. Yeah, probably. I am. We liked him. I liked him out of college.
I liked him coming up, but I'm glad we got Hartman.
Yeah, I am too. Mine too. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says RB crazy talk. He's 6 to 10 range. Mark Malone says if the bastard weren't playing more snaps than any other defensive tackle in the NFL, he might be even better. RB says Cam also doesn't move around. His fault or not, he plays the same spot every snap. He truly does. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says Cam's run defense is elite too. Vegas says this Cam will get a job on TV if he. Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind he'll be on TV.
Oh yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. And he'll still, he'll make sure to stick in these subtle little. When I was the best defensive tackle in the league, I promise you, I believe. Write it down. Mark it down. Do it right now. Write that down. Let's continue on. Let's go to Cody. Cody right here says this, Mike. He says, hard for any of them to be consistent in Tomlin's BS defense. Apparently, and we're finding that out more as I'm reading just this morning, some more people come out just as recent as of last year, talking about the defense, the coordinator. We'll get to that here in just a couple minutes. Let's go right here to RB. Says that stat comes from PFF as well, which is a joke, big time joke. As a matter of fact, I can't believe that people still take the PFF as serious as they do and use it as legitimate reinforcement. That's to me a bit crazy, Mike.
Oh yeah, PFF, like I always say, like their rankings, I don't pay attention to, but when they start their deep dive into stats that can be useful and meaningful, yeah, that's some good stuff right there. But their rankings, I've never paid attention to their rankings at all because they are wildly all over the place. Because you don't know everyone's assignment on a play,
right?
But like when you can track stuff, yeah, the tangible things you can track and keep count of and quantify, yeah, I'll use them for that. But the rankings, never.
One thing that you can never really do is get into a debate with somebody and use that as your argument. You can't say, well, from PFF, because people will automatically laugh. But again, some people really, really live by it.
Oh, they do, man. I'll get on like Twitter threads and they are just, PFF. I'm like, people are like, oh my God, I cannot have a conversation with you because that means nothing. If you want to pull up stats from PFF, cool. We can debate that. But when they just go rankings, like that's the be all end all. Like that's insane.
Absolutely. Let's go right here, Mike. Let's go to Cody. He says Cam tipped like 5 passes for interceptions last year on top of the sacks. You're not right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's go here to Mark Malone. He says, motherfucker had probably played 50 snaps at that point in the game. LOL. Cody says this Cam punched the ball out of Patriots running back Stevenson or the Ohio kid on the goal line last year. Okay. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying there's guys that are better than he is. Younger guys, which again, it's a young man's league. And I guess there's exceptions. Tom Brady was still winning Super Bowls at 40. I'm just saying that there's people that are better than he is. There really are, and this list shows us that. But again, just kind of throwing it out there, Mike. The NFL, the NFL, I guess they do put it out before every game that he is the best defender in the league. And my question is, what happened? What happened if he was the best defender all year last year, best defensive lineman, and then you come out after the year and put this list, and he's not even on the list. He's not even on the list. Not even on the honorable mentions.
No, nowhere to be found. You got to remember that this isn't just Jeremy Fowler pulling this list out of his ass. It's him talking to people inside the league, gauging their temperature of the league, of what's being said amongst front offices when they make this list. So they can't get things right. They can't get things wrong. But this is how the league sees our guys right now. And part of that could be because we're seen as an average team right now. You can take them with a grain of salt, but it's also like this is what they're saying, and it's just not some pencil, geek punching in numbers and saying this is the rankings. It's like this is what the NFL sees. They see Cam as outside the top 10, actually outside the top 13.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Mike. If you think this pisses people off, you just wait to what I'm going to read here in a few minutes, because this is actually nice compared to what some people were saying about our Steelers. We'll get to that here shortly. Let's continue on, though. Let's go to Ty. Cam played very well that second half of the season. He did. And again, I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just kind of maybe crediting other people where credit is due. Let's go to Jello Donut. I know it's not liked here, but PFF ranks him last year. He was ranked number 1. This is what I'm saying. So I mean, this kind of goes a couple directions off what we were just talking about with PFF. But at the end of the day, to take a number like 1 and say that he's better than 134 other guys, you have to think about that and say, is it number 1?
Yeah.
Out of all these kids. That's all. I mean, that's all I'm trying to say, man. Let's continue down right here. Let's go to Cody. The Code Man says this. He says, that was me. I said Ed O'Neill. Okay, that was you. Absolutely, Cody. Yes, and he did. He lost out to Mean Joe Green. So, again, at the end of the day, that's what brought us Al Bundy. You got to thank Mean Joe Green if you like Married with Children. And I do, and I love it. As a matter of fact, I grew up watching it every single night. Before school, 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. It was on 11 and then 11:30, 2 episodes back to back. The reruns already was always into Married with Children. Let's continue down here. Let's go to Tyrone. He says this. Tyrone says, Stevenson, Cody, he fumbled twice. Yes, sir. We need Cam and Porter. They're going to be. And listen, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm going to be rooting for both of these guys. I mean, especially JPJ. No reason not to. But Cam, I'll be rooting for him just as much as everybody this year. And that's why I try to keep repeating that I'm not against Cam. I just kind of see flaws in things are going on here. Let's continue on. Let's go, Cody. Cody says this. Tell her about me. Tell her about me. I will. Cody, I will. I think she'd like you. Mark Malone says, daughter of Hugo. Of course, Heyward Chavez. Cody says, Henderson was the Ohio running back. Tater says, when do the knives come out for McCarthy? Week 5, week 6, week 7. Tyrone says, yeah, but he didn't fumble. Corey says this is why I hate stats. They use them to argue when a player is great and ignore them when saying a player isn't top 10. Personal stats are useless in a team game, in my opinion. I mean, it's an argument. You could build a good argument on that, Corey. I agree. Corey follows it up by saying this. He says it makes for good TV and contract negotiations, and that's the only reason why personal stats exist. They're consolation prizes. Listen, and again, like I talk about the resume of Shedeur Sanders. He's going to be able to wave that around that he was selected to a Pro Bowl. That's 100% bullshit. The guy didn't play all-star football last year. His team was under 500. He left much to be desired. But you know what? When he goes to sign a contract or sit down with his agent, guess what's on my resume?
Yeah, I'm the 7th alternate Pro Bowler.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? And you're making a good point, and I'm kind of going off what Corey's saying there. Tyrone, thank you, at Don't Drink That. You be speaking that. He does. Corey's tough, man. And I know this. I go watch his stuff over on Don't Drink That, guys. And again, I recommend it as well if you are into conspiracy theories or even just into interesting shit. Maybe you're not a conspiracy theorist. You're just interested to see what people are saying. Good stuff. Go check Corey out right here on YouTube.
On Tube.
Vegas says this, Mike. He says tip passes that end up intercepted should be a stat. You know what? Maybe they should be. RB says this, guys. He says, gentlemen, find yourself a woman who looks at you the way Tyrone looks at Joey Porter Jr.
Been trying my whole life.
Yeah. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says this. He says, honestly, without Cam and Porter, Mike, I think our defense would have been in the last in the league. No joke.
I think the defense will be just fine without Cam.
Let's continue, Mike. Let's go to Jello Donut. He says, don't drink. I don't understand why you feel that stats don't matter. If they are not tackling, then they are shit regardless. Stats are very important. How you can track pancake blocks by the offensive line. And again, I'm not, I think he has an argument. If he does that right, you can make a good argument. But I ultimately agree, Jello. I mean, I look at stats a lot in every sport. I love numbers, and it's just something that I go by. And again, I can find inconsistencies when I look at numbers a lot of times, very naturally. Let's go to.
I was going to say, like, stats tell a big part of the story. Stats and film, you need both. You can't just look at both. You need the complete picture. Stats play a big part into it.
I think this is another one shot at RB, perhaps. Tyrone says, fellas, get to a person that actually knows football and a real insider. Let's go to the back to Ty says you just said Cam isn't a top 15 defensive end. You should stop talking football like for real. Save yourself. You annoying as fuck. You don't have the shit you be talking about. We all just laughed. Let's go to Ty. Ty says agree. Mike, JPJ, Cam Harmon was my top 3 defenders last year. Let's go Jamie. Jamie says played softball against him and Doug Flutie. Against Bochy and Flutie? That's pretty sweet, man. Did you tower over Flutie? And I don't even care how tall you are. You could be 5.5 foot. I'm pretty sure you would have towered over Doug Flutie. He was, of course, a little guy. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says this. Mike, he says we have a lot of young guys. We have a lot of young guys also, too. Harmon, Herbig, JPJ, Peyton, Wilson, Briscoe. Believe me, baby. Mm-hmm. And again, this is off season. This is back of the wood stuff that again we'd probably be talking about. But ultimately, when it all comes down to it, these are our Steelers. I'll be rooting them on week after week, no matter who they are in our uniforms. But this is we're getting very close to the end of our last season, Mike. Again, coming into our new season here on the show right after our break, heading into camp, heading into preseason. So. Touching on some of these things, they just are what they are at this point, guys. Let's go right here to Chris. Chris says, is Benton beefed up this offseason? So did Derek Harmon. Check out the pictures on the OTAs. I will check that out. And I actually have it in my notes here, Mike. We are another day closer to camp. And Keanu Benton's a name that just doesn't keep popping up. Of course, JPJ, everywhere you look, what's going on with his contract, what's going on with his team. The rankings kind of hurt him, whatever. Keanu Benton. Getting lost in the sauce, Mike. I'm gonna hold my with my opinion. I think that he's gone at the end of this season. He goes elsewhere, and somebody else gives him money.
I think you're right. Like he would be someone that you can let go and you can replace him in the draft or free agency.
I agree.
Yeah. Like I like him. I think there's gonna be a role for him here, but there's certain guys you gotta let go and rotate out in and out every year. He's one of them. Now, if he was like a star. Like, oh my God, like he's making this defense so much better. Yeah, find a way to keep him, but he's not. He's a replaceable cog in the machine.
And you know what's frustrating? And I get this. Listen, people they get attached to these guys, and I get it. Mm-hmm. Believe me, I've been watching football for 40-some years, and excuse me, I understand it. It's somebody like Keanu Benton. You can make an argument for one way or the other if you're a Steelers fan. And again, it's sometimes people just get, and like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I love the fact that people are passionate about football.
Yeah.
I love the fact that people are passionate about the Steelers. I mean, that makes me feel good as a person because I do. And it's like, hey, I'm not the only guy. And people, I share this opinion with me. They feel these feelings that I feel. And again, at the end of the day, I agree with you, Mike. Sometimes you do have to move along and shuffle through. And Keanu falls in that category for me. He might not make it. And as you said, some of these young kids coming out of college are tough, man. Yeah. I think that, again, the way that Keanu was not able to finish plays a lot of time through his first, through the time he was here, I think that was what really sold it for me. I would have liked to seen him do a little bit more when we needed him. He wasn't exactly that guy. Was he serviceable? Yes. Was he a body? Yes. But again, at the end of the day, I'm indifferent, Mike. If he goes elsewhere for money, that's fine with me. I could go with the younger guy or, again, who knows, some of the younger guys that we already have in the system that's working their way through. Yeah. Just might see them be just as valuable or more.
Yeah. And, certain guys are replaceable. He's one of them. You want to lock up your marquee positions, your most important positions. And right now he does not fill one of those positions or one of the roles on this defense. Nope. You can't keep everybody. So you better keep the best players that you can, and then you shuffle through everyone else.
Let's go here. Let's go to Jello Donuts. Is Cam ranked number 2 in run defense last year, 5th in pass grade. He was 5th in run stuff. Let's go to Vegas. At least tackles are not an official stat. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, this facts, Cody, we have a young team. Only A-Rod, Cam, Old, and Watt up there, and Ramsey for the argument, 28, 29. But other guys, generally we are. But when you have 4 guys that are getting up there, that really moves the average.
Yeah.
That moves the team's age average. And, let's continue right here. Corey says this, Jello. He says, I said that because tracking stats is another way for players to overvalue themselves. If we all got paid what we thought we were worth, none of us would ever have to work again. We'd be rich. No, good point. Jamie says this. He says, I grew up with Tim Wakefield. Built a half-pipe skateboard ramp with him when we were kids. Of course, the knuckleball pitcher, Pittsburgh Pirate, former Pirate, went on to play many years with Boston. Of course, great Tim Wakefield. That's pretty awesome, Jamie. That is really awesome. See Jamie and Tim Wakefield up there doing that. Let's go here. Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says this, Mike. He says Ray Lewis got credit for tackles. He had nothing. Of course. And you know what? Michael Jordan and big players in the NBA, I always acknowledge this early, Mike, because I was really into basketball. I make a point to mention that there's a lot of times that you go back and watch games. A lot of times, they like, oh, Michael had 5.5 steals. You watch the game, you're like
the other team had 3 turnovers total.
Right.
You're like, wait, what?
So again, who knows? We're human, I guess.
Yeah, like John Stockton's assist, home v away, are all inflated too. It happens in every sport.
Yeah.
Like my favorite is Junior Seau because he would come up, tap someone, do a dance, and then the announcers would go crazy. People thought I was crazy until they actually sat down and watched a Chargers game, and he did it like 5 times.
He was another one, Mike, that the media sold to you that he was the absolute best.
Yeah. You're a big animated character. You are good, but my God, man, if you can make yourself bigger than life, they'll talk about you as you're maybe better than what you actually are.
Jello says this. Jello says, I don't know your profession, but take sales. You make sales, you make more money, more sales. Most sales, more money. Let's continue on. Vegas says this. Wow, that's cool, Jamie. R.I.P. Tim. His rookie season with the Pirates was amazing. One of the better ones, absolutely. Here's one for you, Mike, real quick. While the Pirates popped up real quick, Brandon Lau and Ryan O'Hearn. Whatever the amount of home runs they have, it's only been 2 other times at this point in the season before the All-Star break. The 2 Pittsburgh Pirates had the amount of home runs that Brandon Lau and Ryan O'Hearn have. One of them was Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds, and the other one was Willie Stargell and somebody. I can't think of who it was. So to say that these guys this Pirates offense isn't good and these guys don't belong in the All-Star game, you just did something not only Willie Stargell, Barry Bonds, and Bobby Bonilla did, and that's again talking about snubs. That's the week. That's the conversation of the week. The topic of the week has been the snubs here in Pittsburgh.
Big time snubs throughout Pittsburgh. Yeah, it tends to be a Pittsburgh thing.
It seems to be
across all sports.
Tyrone says, I'm excited for Harmon year 2. I agree, man. I am very excited to see what Harmon got. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin said this season offense, top 10, defense, top 5. I love to believe you. If you're right, we'll certainly all be happy. Let's go right here. Let's go to Jamie. Jamie says, yes, certainly lived a live baseball game. My late mom watched just to see Tim pitch. Great guy. Well, I apologize. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry to hear about your mother. But that is pretty awesome. That is awesome, dude. Cody says this. They had TJ Watt at top 7, JPJ 12. Ha ha ha. NFL is Ray Charles. Vegas says this. The Raiders were 3rd in tackles for loss last year. The Steelers 105. With 105, Steelers were 9th with 89. Hopefully, Coach Graham could bring that here. Tyrone says, Cody, talk your shit. Mark Malone, MJG, always contributing. Let's go to Cody. I wasted many of socks on Christine Applegate, as likewise. Likewise. Many a socks. Her and Alyssa Milano. Those were... Cody, let's go here. Cody says this. I agree with that tie. Grab a couple more. We do have some more topics we're going to get to. Let's go to Corey. Corey says this. At Jello, that makes sense, but that's my next question. You don't need stats to look at film and see someone's a shitty tackler. As far as stats go, I see your argument. I can dig that. And that's what I'm saying. I think that an argument can be made both ways if done right. And again, I do know that Corey does a lot of good research and digging up, and I'm sure he could do that. Mark Malone said, I did some serious boozy bulking over the winter myself. Still a god, though. That's all I got to say. The man, the myth, the mustache. I'm sure you're still an Adonis, Mark Malone. Let's continue forward here. Cody says this. Cody says, but stats like pancake blocks don't matter. How many times did you get your quarterback hit? That matters. But stats like passing yards can be manipulated. INTs, interceptions, of course, are flawed stat as well. Let's continue down here to Cody. I don't get attached to one person. I am attached to my team. I stand with the Steelers in general, even if we only have one toilet. Guys, let me ask you a question. I've something I thought about off the air yesterday. And it's not necessarily a Steeler question, but it's, we all love our football. Who was your first Super Bowl? Who broke your Super Bowl cherry? A couple of the guys were talking on our personal board here that we all communicate on, and they were talking the other day. And I went back immediately to what my first Super Bowl was. And I just wonder what everybody's first Super Bowl was. I know that everybody comes in with different ages and from all over different places from the world, different backgrounds. What was your favorite Super Bowl, or what was your first Super Bowl? I'm sorry. Mine was Super Bowl 20. I was knowledgeable of. I could have seen Super Bowls prior, but the first knowledgeable Super Bowl that I remember watching was between the Bears and the Patriots. It was a 46-10 Super Bowl. Refrigerator Perry ran a touchdown. I'll never forget it as long as I live. Just throw it on the board now throughout the course of the show at some point. I'm just curious. Who was your first Super Bowl? I think RB and Fincher or Derp or somebody was having this conversation. I just throw it up there. I'm just kind of curious. See what everybody's first Super Bowl was. Mine, of course, was Super Bowl 20. That would be 40 years ago. Mark Malone, same thing. Me too, 1985. That's wild. That is wild.
Yep, same here.
You remember that? Was that your first?
I remember. Yeah, that's the first one that I remember, just because the refrigerator Perry. I wanted to watch that game for the fridge to see if he could score a touchdown, and he did, and I was elated.
And Mike, you got to remember, as a kid, we seen a very entertaining thing going on with this Bears. They had the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
MTV, which was our parents had on in every house, USA, and these football guys are up there dancing and singing. So as kids, this really drew us in, the Super Bowl Shuffle. Look at this Bears. These guys are fun. And then you see the refrigerator Perry story, and he gets in there, scores a touch. It was a big thing, and Walter Payton was great, and Jim McMahon with his headbands. He was a nut. Mike Singletary with his big-ass eyes looking around. I mean, he was that, again, will always to my deathbed.
Yeah, it was the first Super Bowl I watched. It was great. I was like, God, it was what, 85?
Yep.
Yeah, I was like 5 years old. Yeah.
Mike Ditka, 15-1. The only team that beat the Bears that year were the Miami Dolphins, who kept the Bears from being undefeated, as the Miami Dolphins remain the only team to be undefeated all time. So just interesting the way that played out. And Mike, they only let up, I think, 0-0 or 0-0 and 3-10 that year in the Super Bowl. They only let up like 13 points in 4 games. The Bears defense was unbelievable.
It was
truly.
Oh my God, I got tongue tied, and they were just on another level. That Super Bowl run.
Steve Mongo McMichaels, like they
Mongo,
a lot of personality on that team.
Exactly.
Willie Gault, Richard Dent. The list really goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, I'm just going to go right off this board, and I'm going to get back to messages in order. Tortilla Super Bowl 61, which is coming up next year, of course. Jello Donut, man, this is one for the ages right here. One of my most memorable Super Bowls. My first Steelers Super Bowl, of course, I was alive during the late 70s ones, of course, still shitting myself, having no idea what's going on. But my first Steelers Super Bowl right here, Jello says 1995, Cowboys versus Steelers. My family had a Super Bowl party, and they got their asses kicked. I remember being so upset I cried and threw up. LOL. F New O'Donnell. I was 8. Mike, that sounds like you, crying and throwing up during football games. But he's not wrong. This was my first. I was sick. I've been watching football for 10 years now as a little kid. My team finally gets in there. I hear how great they are from the 70s. They get in there, and it played out the way that it did. Neil O'Donnell throws those 2 interceptions. The rest is history.
Yeah, it was disappointing, too, because we had them on the ropes that game. We gave them their toughest fight. That's what, like, Levon Kirkland, I think, was it Levon or Chad Brown? They were talking about that last time they were on, and how, like, in the documentary, the Dallas Cowboys players were saying, yeah, like, the Steelers gave us the toughest fight that we had, like,
all year.
Let's say, like, it could have been a coin flip if it wasn't for those 2 interceptions. Like, it was a back and forth game, and just that second one just broke broke the backs.
And if you think about it, you're right, Mike. And if you think about the prior two, they won 3 out of 4 years. They beat Buffalo, then San Fran beat San Diego, and then we lost to Dallas. We were the closest Super Bowl in many of years back then, if you think about it, with the exception of the 20-19 Giants win over Buffalo. But Dallas killed Buffalo. San Francisco killed San Diego. And then again, us being down 20-17 when that second interception was thrown certainly killed us. But we held our own. We did.
If we get out and score there, I think that the defense rallies.
And also, Mike, they have Michael Irvin, they have Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, all these great. We had Neil O'Donnell, Bam Morris, and Yancey Thigpen, which we know that we know what they could bring. But at that day, we had nothing compared to what Dallas had. Like, we were heavily underdogs in this game, and believe me, to be down 20-17 at that point in the game was a pretty impressive feat.
Arguably, our best offensive player was DeMarty Dawson.
Well, possibly. I mean, they were doing nice things that year, but again,
I love Yancey's one of my favorite players of all time. I think he's so underrated. But if we held our own, if Rod Woodson's healthy and shit like that, man,
they just didn't belong on the field with this team full of all these stars. You know what I mean? It was a Dallas-Pittsburgh matchup. It's what you think of from back in the day. Yeah. The flashy Cowboys and then the gritty Steelers. It was no different in the 90s than it was in the 70s. Unfortunately, we just came out on the opposite end.
Yeah. Hey, we still lead the series 2-1 in the Super Bowl.
Let's grab a couple more of these Super Bowl questions, and we'll get back to everything, Mike. They're killing it this year. Vegas says Corey. Corey says this: New England versus Carolina or New England versus Philly, those early 2000 Super Bowls. Of course, where Philadelphia went to 4 straight NFC Championship games. They were very good under Andy Reid. Was my first one. I don't remember which one. I remember it was Brady. Yes, absolutely. And then
who said this?
Corey. And then the Rams also were in that 3 out of 4 years that the Patriots did win the Super Bowl. Mark Malone says, it was huge. Says, I think OU beat Sandusky late for the Natty that year as well. Let's go to Cody. 2002 Buccaneers, of course. Yes, big one, that Tampa Bay and Raiders game. I picked the Raiders that game, Mike, because Rich Gannon was lighting it up on offense with Tim Brown and Jerry Porter and Jerry Rice, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Mike, and they end up going and losing to Mike Tomlin, of course, part of the coaching staff of that defense of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and the Raiders did not change a single offensive call, when Gruden left. So they knew everything that was going to happen.
I was born in 95. Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Jesus, God. You people are young. I feel old.
Well, you are old, and they are young.
This is depressing. Why'd you have to bring this topic up?
Remember that time you hurt your neck while I was sitting there talking to me yesterday?
It was already hurt. It was just aggravated. Okay? There's a difference.
To the PUP list. Mike, let's get back
I'm
to
fighting
stuff
through
here.
the
Let's
injuries.
get back on the board. Let's go to I'm going to go right here, Cody. I know we did get that one, Mike. I'm going to stick with right here. Joe O'Donnell says this. He says, the games I watched, he was consistently doubled inside. The inside linebackers need to fill holes. Back to the stats to back up my point. He was third in getting doubled team during, according to StatMuse. Corey says this. Mike, he says that stats that matter. How many touchdowns did you contribute? How many games did you win as a team? How many sacks did you have? How many interceptions? All trackable by film. Yards don't matter to me. Tyrone says this. I hear you, Cody, but you can have a favorite player on the team, brother. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin says this. Kevin says Benton has played out of position since he was drafted. He's not a nose tackle. Yeah, absolutely. We agree with you there. Cody says this. You have to mix the older guys with the younger guys. And you know what? If done right, it could be very effective. You're right. Jello says this. If Cam wasn't shit, why are teams actively double him? And the thing is, I'm not saying he's not shit. I'm just saying he's not number one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's not the best in the whole league.
I'm just saying the last game I saw him play last year, I didn't know he played.
And my argument again with this list is he's not number one. When I see that on TV, it makes me twitch a little bit. I'm just saying. Let's go to Mark Malone. Me too, man. 1985. All right, we did get through these. Let's go down to the bottom. All right, Mike. Let's get into some other topics. Do you want more reasons to be upset?
Yeah.
Let's get into this, Mike.
Just make this even worse for everyone else.
This is what these particular outlets, and I think that you're going to see that some of them are pretty reputable outlets, Mike. This is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outlets are saying where they're saying that we're ranked compared to the Cincinnati Bengals, where we're ranked compared to the Cincinnati Bengals this year. Let's take a look. ESPN. They're, of course, Mike, we were told that we were 20. We're falling somewhere right around Tampa Bay and Indianapolis. We talked about that earlier in the week. So let me just start from there. ESPN, Mike, has us at 22 overall. They have Cincinnati at 12 overall. Let's go to Fox Sports. Fox Sports has Pittsburgh at 25 overall. They have the Bengals, Mike, at 11 overall. SB Nation, they have us at 20, and they have Cincinnati at 19, which is still ahead of us. PFF, who we hate, PFF has us at 19, has Cincinnati at 17. USA Today ranks us number 19 out of 32, and Cincinnati number 9. And finally, Ryan Clark and Mina Kimes, 22 Steelers ranked, in Cincinnati 10. What am I missing? Is it the Joe Burrow effect? Is that what they're assuming? That he's going to be healthy and everything is going to magically be great and they score 1 million points? The defense, what's Mike? What am I missing here? I read this. I was like, this ain't true. All these outlets say that we're that much worse than the Bengals.
It has to be the Joe Burrow effect. Because, he alternates years, like healthy, injured, healthy, injured, healthy, injured. He was injured last year, so this will be his healthy year. And I'm assuming that's what they're banking on. Because outside of him and, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, what does this team have? I'm sorry, they picked up Sexy Dexy, but your defense is not much to write home about. You had a total of like 13 interceptions last year with 11 fumbles, or only 8 fumble recoveries. So you only had 21 turnovers. Your sack total was abysmal at 34. So your defense isn't getting a lot of turnovers, and they're not creating a lot of pressure. So it's all predicated on that offense. And you have to hope that Joe Burrow will be healthy, and that's a big if. He hasn't played a full season in a year and a half. He's constantly hurt. So I it has to be just because Joe Burrow will potentially be healthy this year. That's got to be it.
So there you go, Mike. Again, ESPN, Fox Sports, SB Nation, USA Today, the Bengals.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be that high-scoring offense. That's what they're all kind of going on. It's Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They can put up a lot of points. They can probably put up 40 points a lot of times this season. And I get that. Even if they improved at all on defense, they should be able to stay in games. But you lose Trey Hendrickson. Yes, you bring in Sexy Dexy. But at the end of the day, Mike, there was not a big overhaul on defense that would make me think that this defense would be that improved for this even. Mike, I mean, this isn't just comparing us to the Bengals. This is comparing the league. I mean, Mike, these people have the Bengals sitting at 11. They have them sitting. They have them at 9. USA has the Bengals being the ninth best team in the league. That's insane.
To me, it is insane. I like some of their big additions were Sexy Dexy and then Boye Mafe. Mafe, he's totally underperformed since he's come into the league. He won a Super Bowl with Seattle, but he was like a passenger on the defense. It feels like he's underperformed. Sexy Dexy's coming in off a down year. Their secondary is still suspect at best. Their biggest draft pick that I like was their cornerback that they took. That was about it. Their offensive line is still. People will question our offensive line. I still question their offensive line. I just don't see where people are getting the hype on this team outside of, like I said, their big three, which are really good, but they kind of prove like you need more than just a passing game to win and to win a lot of games. Because once you shut them down, if you shut one of those receivers down, you have a good shot of winning that game.
And finally, Mike, third place in the first losing season in many years the prediction that is being said. Again, they had us in third place last year. You see how that went. So
Yeah, some of them had us in last place, so we improved in their eyes.
yeah,
You win the division, you upgrade your coaching staff, you bring in a offense-minded head coach who offense is still being ran throughout the NFL. You add some nice skill position players on offense. You solidify that defense. Like, are they just getting all because Rodgers is old, and that's why it's not going to be any good?
I am assuming so. And now that I figure with a little bit more to work with, I wouldn't think that he would be worse off than he was last year. But again,
yeah, like in numbers wise, he wasn't a bad quarterback last year. And the offensive line, like I get it, that can still be looked at as a question mark. But what we've done throughout this offseason on this roster and the young talent that we have, adding more young talent through the draft, getting some good veteran players via free agency to add depth. And outside of what Dean and Brisker, most of our free agents are going to be depth guys. And those guys are still highly productive players. And Brisker's still a young player. Dean was one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. So I'm just questioning why everyone's just looking at Pittsburgh as an afterthought.
Does it surprise you?
No, it's just how they've been ranking us ever since Ben's elbow turned to glue or turned to rubber.
Let's grab Tortilla real quick. He says, Old O'Donnell had an arm. E-I-E-I-O. He threw some ducks and hit some cows. E-I-E-I-O. Mike, you talked about the changing in the coaching staff. I have some more numbers here. This was according to The Athletic. Mike, this is how people felt about Tomlin's departure. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit something about Terrell Austin here just in a second. Mike, according to The Athletic, this was the poll that was taken. Mike Tomlin's departure was ready for him to go. 53.6% of the people polled should have left years ago. 23.7% of the poll wish he would have signed for several more years. 12.1% people that were polled said this, and 10.7% people said they wish he would have stayed one more year. So again, today's kind of a number kind of day. There's a lot of numbers that we came across. And Juan Thornhill, when he was talking
that was great.
Cam's show yesterday, Mike, he came out and he said, actually it was like in regards to a TikTok or something, but I think it all kind of came together and formulated on Cam's show. Juan Thornhill says, I did not enjoy playing for that DC, of course, talking about Terrell Austin last year.
Yeah.
Mike. So again, just more in ways of that and more in ways of the stuff I kind of hope to get behind us and just move forward. Because again, there's a billion, of course, not a billion, but there's a lot of Steeler fans everywhere in every way, shape, form, walk of life that, again, I am not going to alienate them because of, certain coaching arguments. He was one of the greats. We had no losing seasons. You know what? He's one of the big three of all time. Next, let's move on and see what's next.
Yeah.
But again, that was the numbers for that defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin, of course. Pitching shade still, Mike, even at this point.
He deserves to keep not just strays, but direct shots.
Yeah. Ty back in the house. He says, I'm back. What are we talking about? We're just heading right now into Ty. I'm going to talk about a couple of things here. One thing that I seen this morning in the paper, Mike, for whatever reason, people are still going on, and people are still upset, and people are still salty about this thing that happened in a draft. And I got to be honest with you, I am completely not even 1% concerned in any way about what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Steelers, and Makai Lemon. I don't believe that people are still talking about it. Listen, things happen all the time where something doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
Why are people still going on and on and on? And even this morning, the big name, the big ass, he has an article, Mike, talking about this. I got to be honest with you. I can care none about what happened on draft day. Again, every year guys get drafted that I want.
Yeah. And shit like this happens. It's just rare you see it happen in the first round. Usually it happens in like the middle rounds. But it happened. A guy was falling to us and like, oh shit, man, we didn't think you'd be here. All right, cool. There's no one that's really going to move around and get him. And Mike, try and make it work, and it didn't work out. Okay. No, you go back to your original plan.
Let's say they did something unethical, which they didn't.
Yeah.
Then people would have, I would think, would certainly have a right to be upset about what happened with Makai Lemon. Mike, they did nothing unethical. They did, they did a trade, and they got the guy before we did. You see this all the time in the draft. This happens all the time. So for people to still continue to even go as far as write articles about this, well, maybe we dodged the bullet by not getting. I don't care. I stopped caring about Makai Lemon months ago.
Yeah, me too. Like the minute, like, okay, he's an Eagle, cool, fine. Oh, we got Max, and then we end up getting Jeremy in the second round. Cool. Now the things that you see about Jeremy, like that makes me more excited that we got this guy. Like his work ethic, his production. Like cool. Like I'm loving the Jeremy pick. It would have been nice to get Lemon. I think he's going to be a good player, but we didn't get him. Oh well, you move on. You move forward.
I cannot believe that this is even still being written by prominent media figures in Pittsburgh. It blows my mind.
It means you have nothing to talk about and don't know.
I mean, because it may. I mean, digging up things to talk about is one thing.
No, not you. Them.
No, and I know it's all I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because to May, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still a non-topic, no matter what happens. Because who cares? Again, they didn't do anything unethical. They passed us up. Smart move. Good on them. And they got the guy. So now what? Who cares? We're going to cry about it for the next how many years? Who cares? Who cares about Makai Lemon?
Yeah, I don't. Like, I'm going to focus on the players that we got.
I mean, but that's like the best they come up with.
That's like a typical Pittsburgh media thing, though. It's like the guys who aren't here. What's hyper focus on them? Like they're not here. I don't give a fuck about them. I care about the right now. I care about like the 89 to 90 guys that are on the Steelers roster. Those are the ones that I'm focused on.
Heinz Ward, Mike, talking about another young gentleman on our team, Max. Of course, we hope to be here for a long time. Max, our number one pick, our first round pick. I'm sorry. Heinz Ward's comments on him, Mike. He likes him. He said he's a blue collar guy. He has that Steeler mentality. And me as a Steeler fan, hearing that from somebody that has that grit and had that grit through his tenure here, that's also encouraging for me, for him to say this about Max, because again, we hope he's going to be a part of this project for a long time with our team. And again, hearing this from somebody who has that mindset, this is encouraging, and just another thing for me to feel a little bit better about our team this year. Moving forward.
And Heinz saw him every day down there at Arizona.
Absolutely.
State. So if he's Heinz Ward approved, even better for me. And he's a cat. I can't wait to see him training camp.
Yeah, me too. A couple more, Mike, and we do have this sit down. We're going to be doing right after trivia and everything. A big interview today with former MVP of the Women's Football Full Contact League, our Pittsburgh Passion quarterback Makai Chavez. We'll be sitting down to talk with her pretty soon. Do stick around for that. We'll be talking about the big conference championship game coming up on Saturday. You ain't going to want to miss. Also, we'll be on ESPN Plus. So you're not going to want to miss that. Do stick around for that, Mike. A couple more things before we start getting to that point, though. Right here, Chris Boswell, 1 point away. 1 point away from 300 field goals with the Steelers. 300. There's only been 3 other players besides him, Mike, that has had 300 field goals or more with one team. Chris Boswell can become the 4th when he kicks that 300th field goal this year, Mike. Probably be in the first game. It would probably be early. You know how
I was going to say, like, what should only have one field goal opportunity in the first game and he misses it?
You're right.
You're like, I don't want to jinx the guy, but that would be like the most, Pittsburgh type thing.
And finally, Mike, the very last thing I got right now, Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson talks about the culture shock when he got into the league back in the 80s. I thought this was interesting.
I saw that.
On so many levels.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson was shocked to find out players smoking cigarettes and drinking beer during the games in the 1980s. Rod was on Cam's show talking about this. Says he was shocked to find out players were smoking cigarettes and drinking beer during the games in the 1980s.
I liked his line. He's like, guess we're not in college anymore.
Yeah, you know. But how crazy, because you think like early 90s, Jim Leland in the dugout smoking cigarettes,
ripping heaters,
coaching the Pirates in successful seasons. I mean, it wasn't like he was this down and out guy who was losing his job in 3 months. You know, we were in first place making runs. Jim Leland in there hitting that cigarette. Different times. And Mike, this is when we had ashtrays on every table in every restaurant. This is when there was ashtrays, lighters in the back seats of cars even. Just a whole different time. Like Rod Woodson saying that players are smoking cigarettes and drinking beer during games.
Imagine if that would happen today, the scandal. Though, like, these players don't care.
Bro, you can't go get a massage and a hand job without it being a scandal these days. Yeah, you know what I mean? Come on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I do want to give a little update right here real quick. Pirates down 6-4 in the 5th inning if you are concerned.
Mike, we probably still have our starting pitcher in there.
I don't know. I'm so pissed off from yesterday. A perfect game into the 6th inning and you yank him. I've never heard of such a thing.
I saw this. I don't know if it's true because from the source, but this is the first time in Major League Baseball history where a pitcher has gone 6 innings, got everyone out.
8 strikeouts, I think.
Yeah, got everyone out that he faced and did not walk away with a win.
Yep.
That's Bucko baseball in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you want to get a good feel of what our Buccos are this year, yesterday's game was the perfect representation. Let's grab some messages, Mike, and we're going to get to the question of the day. And, of course, do stick around. We do have a sit-down with my Pittsburgh Passion quarterback, Makai Chavez, one of the best. I'm not just saying this. I'm not saying this because she's in Pittsburgh. I'm not just saying this because she's on the show. She literally is one of the best. I do recognize heavily. Watch the Pittsburgh Passion. Certainly helps me get through the off season. Let's get back to some of these messages, Mike, and then we will do just that. Let's go here. Ty says, I'm back. What we talking about? We did get that. Corey over Don't Drink That says it makes sense. Juan Thornhill didn't like covering his zone, so it makes sense he didn't like playing for a defensive coordinator. He looked like he was out there playing tennis. You know what? In that, when it's put that way, you're not wrong. Tyrone, he says this. Yeah, I'm over it. I think it would work out better for us, to be honest. Samba, hey, what's up, dude? Always great seeing Samba from Los Angeles. He says this, because there's nothing else going on. There really isn't. Let's go to Ty. Tyrone says this, we got an offensive line and still got a stud wide receiver in the second round. That's, I thought, would go early in the second round. Got him 47 as a steal. Ty follows it up by saying Dallas, the one got a deal. Dallas, the one got a deal with Lemon now anyway. Tortilla says Tyrone said Bernard is the GOAT, so we're good. Hey, you know what? I don't doubt Tyrone. Always on top of his stuff. Ty says this. Tortilla knows ball. And Corey finally says, my favorite kicker is Adam Nuggetary. Of course, not really. I just wanted a reference to the Snickers commercial. I picked up on it immediately. Good stuff, Mike. Why don't you tell everybody about the website?
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com. We got some articles over there, and we got all of our social media links over there as well. You can check that out at the2dumyinzers.com. And don't forget, if you like this sort of thing, like this right here, the 2Dumb Yinzers merchandise at the2dumyinzers.com.
And I do want to say this, Mike, if the Pirates lose today, they'll drop back to 500 once again. They'll be 47-47. If by way they do win this game against Atlanta, they will improve to 48-46. So that's kind of where we are, sitting 3 games out of the last wild card spot as we speak. Very much in it. But if the management doesn't do something soon, I wouldn't expect that to continue all the way into October. Let's get into the question of the day, guys. Trivia time. Mike, put on your thinking hat. Everybody else, there you go. Still the Braves. I did expect to see some, a little bit more of this series, which is cool. Hopefully we can get this win today, though. The series tied 1 apiece. Great seeing you still loyal, all the way from North Carolina. Let's get into this question of the day. Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody at home, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board. Here we go. We just talked about Boswell in this record, Mike. Name one of the other 3 kickers who were ahead of Boz in this particular statistic. Of course, if Chris Boswell kicks one more field goal, he'll have 300, which is 4th all time with one team. The question of the day is, name one of the 3 kickers who were ahead of him on the list. Mike, I will give you the numbers of what these guys have. Number 1 has 495 field goals with one team. The second has 417 field goals with one team. The third has 304 field goals with one team. Chris Boswell sitting at 299, hoping to become the fourth in the first game of the year. I'm seeing some Gary Andersons on the board. Again, Mike, name one of the kickers ahead of Boz in this statistic that Boz is about to break after he kicks one more field goal. Name either of the three kickers that are ahead of him. Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Seeing Justin Tucker on the board. That's a good one. Gary did bounce around at the end. He did. Gary was here for a while. He did finish out in Atlanta. Could have went to the Super Bowl, Mike, but he was the reason. Who was it? No, he was the reason that Minnesota
didn't miss a kick all year.
And Minnesota ended up going to the Super, or Minnesota missed, and Atlanta went on to the Super Bowl to lose to Denver that year, 98. You're right. So again, Gary Anderson, Justin Tucker, both good answers. Steel Loyal says, wasn't Jason Hansen like the goated kicker from Detroit? That's not a bad pick either. Corey says this. I'm going to say Adam Vinatieri or Tucker. Not bad answers on the board, any of them. Mike, what is your thought process? Who are the three kickers that already have more than 300 field goals with one team? There's only 3 of them. But Boz will become the 4th when he kicks his very next field goal. Mike, I just need you to name one of the 3 guys that are ahead of him. A lot of good stuff on the board.
Yeah, I almost mentioned his name earlier when we had that conversation. I'm going to go with Morton Anderson.
Morton Anderson, very good pick, Mike. Is this your final answer?
Final answer. He's the only one I can think of.
All right, I'm going to lock you in on that. Morton Anderson. Again, guys, I'll give you a few more moments on the board. If you want to throw your answers up there, if you have a guess, perhaps, throw it up on the board, guys. Again, the question of the day we talked about, Chris Boswell has 299 field goals made as a Steeler. One more is going to put him at 300. There's only 3 guys that's done this under one helmet in the history of the NFL. I just need you to name one of them. One of them. The first guy on the list, Mike, has 495 for his team. The second guy on the list has 417. The third person has 304. And again, Chris Boswell will hit 300 on his very next field goal. Jamie Carlos says Boz. Corey says, I think it'd be hilarious if it was that idiot that injured himself celebrating Vanderjack, I think is who you're talking about. Let me grab Jamie here real quick, and then I'll get the answer out, guys. Jamie says Florida has a lot of Braves fans. Me, not so much. Probably growing up with all those Braves fans before Tampa and Miami had teams made me a hater. Being a Pirates fan has me a hater of the Braves. I mean, there's never been anything that the Braves have done that made me happy. Every time the Pirates had a chance to do anything, the Braves fucked it up. So, again, I respect their fans, but not a big fan of the team myself. I do want to say what's up to 007. Great seeing you back on the terrible board, 00. I know you're getting ready for the Steelers, and it's coming real soon, brother. Great seeing you. He says Jeff Reed, possibility. Somber says it's Ray Finkel, obviously.
Great answer.
And you know what? A day that we talked about Dan Marino earlier, coincidentally, Ray Finkel and Dan Marino.
Laces out, Marino.
Both making the same episode.
My emotions are very mixed.
There you go. All right, guys. Jealous says who? Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Ray Finkel. Steel Loyal says, sorry, Braves will it's all good. They just what they are. They're the powerhouse in the National League. They always have been. They always will be. I have no problem with that. I accept that.
Boo the Braves. But if you like them, that's okay. But I'm going to boo the Braves.
My dad was always one of these guys that always had to like the team that was playing against our teams. Like anybody who was in baseball that played the Pirates, that was who he liked. Football, whoever played the Steelers. It was just his nature. He's not really into sports. He's more of an entertainer. So he would do this to piss everybody off around him. Like he was a Ravens fan. He was an Atlanta Braves fan. Again, he was a musician. So this wasn't really his thing. He just really liked pissing us all off. And it worked. It worked heavily for year after year after year. And then he'd come home with a Braves shirt or some weird shit like that, you know.
I can see him doing that too. That was great.
Always had to be a bit of a troublemaker. Corey, don't drink that. Says this Finkel is Elhorn. Elhorn is Finkel. Elhorn's a man. Boney, Melissa, William. I really missed that movie. Dan Marino, the whole thing. Everybody in that movie was good. The first one, that was the only one I really liked. Didn't really get into the second one. Of course, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. I do want to say this. I want to say what's up to Bink. Bink says that describes a lot of people in Pittsburgh. What does Bink? I'm sorry. I'm just not catching the connection, but I do want to say welcome to the show, Bink. Bink the Batusi, perhaps is how you mentioned that. I do want to say this. Somber says, your gun is digging into my hip. Yes, exactly. Question of the day, guys. On his next field goal, Chris Boswell he'll hit his 300th field goal with one team. There's only been three other kickers, Mike, that was able to do that. Name any of them. Mike has named Morton Anderson as his kicker. I see a lot of different messages, or a lot of different answers on the board. It plays out like this. The most all-time was mentioned on the board with the Detroit Lions. Jason Hanson did have 495 field goals with one team. That's number one, Jason Hanson. Number two, with 417 field goals made under one helmet, also on the board, Justin Tucker. Number two, 417 field goals made. And finally, Mike, for 304 made, the third person on this list, just ahead of Boz, who will be passed within the season, Pat Leahy. Morton Anderson did a little bit of a movement with the Atlanta Falcons and the Saints at one point during his career. That is what threw him off from this. Mike, but you know what? You wouldn't think that you would be able to go wrong with that particular game.
Yeah, I did not remember him playing for the Saints. Morton Anderson to me is an Atlanta Falcon.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But great job. I mean, some of you guys got it. Again, Jason Hanson, Justin Tucker, Pat Leahy, and again, Mike, after the very first field goal he makes, Chris Boswell will be on this very, very small list. Let me go right here. I do want to go back to Bink. I do want to say welcome, Bink. Welcome to the show. Great to see you. Bink says the people hating on Pittsburgh teams for contrarian points is what I was referencing. Gotcha, my man. And again, welcome to the show. Glad to see you. Welcome, Bink. Jello Donut says this. Hanson straight up carrying all those shit. You know what? That's what it was. The Lions were so bad for so long. You remember why Gary Anderson was so good and had so many points? Because our offense was garbage for all those late years in the 80s. So you're very right. It just makes you wonder what the hell is Baltimore's, what's Justin Tucker's reasoning? Because again, Mike, if Hanson has this many points and Gary Anderson did the same thing, both on bad teams, Justin Tucker's way up there.
Yeah.
Again, 417 as a Ravens kicker. Just trying to make that all make sense.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, well, he did have a leg, so you get in scoring position. Just trot him out there, I guess.
And you didn't even need to be in scoring position for him. You just, a lot of times you had to get close to,
Yeah.
on the 50-yard line.
And he's booting it through,
Booting it, he was a great, and again, when the hell did you start getting in trouble for getting hand jobs? That's just my opinion, but hey, what the hell do I know? I'm like, do stick around, guys. We do have to sit down with Makai Chavez up in just a few moments. You're going to want to stick around, see what she has to say, and you tell me if you think that she's not ready for this game Saturday, of course, against the DC Divas, the National Conference Championship game in the WFA. Former MVP Mike, our quarterback Makai Chavez, a long time for the Tampa Bay football team as a running back, has been our quarterback for years now here in Pittsburgh. And you know what? Every year she was here, she just looks better and better and better. I love her. I watch her every single weekend, every Saturday. I watch her. And Mike, I got to be honest with you. One of my favorite things to watch, the Pittsburgh Passion, Makai Chavez. That interview is coming up next. Stick around. Listen to what Makai says, Mike. And this game is going to be on ESPN Plus.
Yes.
This weekend, so you're not going to want to miss this game. The winner goes to Canton for their chance at the championship in the WFA in 2 weeks. So that is all coming up here next. A few things before we do get ready to wrap things up. I'm just going to swing right here real quick. Check. Pirates down 6-4 still, and it is in a delay. It's in a delay. Perhaps, Mike, I do see it as a little dark outside.
Yeah, it looks a little dark here at the studio. Hopefully, I do not get swept away.
I didn't realize it. I did not see that it was like that, but perhaps this is what's going on. The Buccos, again, in a delay, down 6-4. That looks like that is in the sixth inning. So if you were keeping an eye on that and keeping track, Buccos, sixth inning, 6-4 down. to the Braves. Game 3 in the rubber match of this series in the Berg today. So that's also going on, Mike. Let me just say a few of the things that I have to say here before we do get ready to wrap it up and send it over to the interview, which is coming up right here. Stick around, guys. A few things before we do roll, Mike. It's summertime. It's midsummer. We have the Midsummer Classic, the baseball all-star game coming up next week. It's so much sports. And as my man Steelmatic is saying on the board, he's talking about camp just only weeks away, 3 weeks away from right now, Honda. 3 weeks from right now, camp is underway. Come on. You can't tell me you don't feel this, guys. You can't tell me you don't feel what I'm feeling right now. Training camp only weeks away. Steelmatic says, Steel Loyal Yinzer, everybody in the house, say what's up to Steelmatic, Honda. Great seeing you, brother. He says, yo, yo, yo. And Mike, so if you're getting ready for all these things that do come in the summertime, and you are getting ready for this Pittsburgh Steelers camp in less than 3 weeks, preseason in 1 month and 4 days, regular season, 66 days from kicking the ball off against the Atlanta Falcons. You know what? Take the edge off at the end of the day and enjoy some Duquesne Pilsner, would you? Mike, Duquesne Pilsner, great. It is really, truly great beer. It's available in 6 and 12 packs at John Eagle, and also wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner always do right by us. So we just ask for a little favor back and show them some love as well. Perhaps you're not a big drinker. That's fine. Hop on Facebook, Instagram, any social media, hit the follow button. I'm sure they would love and appreciate it all. Duquesne Pilsner, Mike, always on tap here in our studio for any event that comes along, made right here in the Berg. It says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, Mike, I did want to say this while you're checking them out on social media. Check us out as well, guys. We're over on Facebook, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok, guys. Swing by, hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, sub, share, leave a comment. It all helps push things out in the algorithm to just get us in front of more eyes, guys. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mike, your thoughts today's show and everything so far?
Cam's still a productive player. Give him that. He makes some damn good plays.
I'm not taking anything away from
him.
I'm just saying there's a lot of other really good players.
Yeah, there are.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. Exactly. There's a lot of good players out there. I'm still happy he's on the team, but
I am too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will be happy 4 years from now if he's still going to be on our team. You know, I mean, he's getting to that point. It's getting close for me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. The good games do mask a lot of the games where he doesn't do anything. I mean, I rate and rave like how well he played against Baltimore, but then the following week against the Texans in the playoffs, he did nothing. So that's the Cam Heyward experience in a nutshell.
One thing I do want to just update real quick. Yesterday I was bitchy about when you're getting the question of the day. You know what I think it is? I think I figured out the problem. I put a lot of thought into this. See, now they have the AI. When you Google something on your computer, you don't get like all the websites first. Now you get that summary from AI.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem, because if you type something in and ask Google, your AI summary could be totally different than mine, and for whatever reason, we're getting different results from it. So I'm not going by that anymore. If I do if I go digging for trivia questions of the day, I'm not going to use that, because again, Mike, you could ask something, it gives you one answer, and then the AI could give you something totally different. So I think this is what's going on. So I apologize, guys. I'm going to make that adjustment as, of course, we come back from break from this upcoming break. I think that's what it is, Mike. Because again, how the hell can you get facts from two different?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Two different facts about the same thing from the same source. It just doesn't make sense. I was pissed about that, man.
Oh yeah, you were.
So I think I got it figured out.
You were ready to take it out on poor old me.
Yeah, I was. Summer says, yeah, the summary is based on the wording of the question. You're right. And I think that's what it was. So I apologize. Steelmatic Honda saying AI is a bit weird. It is a bit weird. I couldn't agree with you more, actually, on that. I do want to say these few things again. Do stick around. We do have an interview with Makai Chavez. She is something, guys. Do check her out. YouTube, their games are all over YouTube. As recent as last weekend. not last weekend, the weekend right before, Mike, they beat the Mile High Blaze to get to the conference championship. Do check her out. She had 3 touchdowns that game. She's a beast. Makai Chavez coming up next. I do want to say this. Thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We always, truly, honestly do, guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. You are the lifeblood of this show. I always say that. I always mean that. Thank you. You are everything. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to everybody at home watching, maybe listening, possibly at work, in the car, in the gym, maybe in the bathroom stall, just trying to get to the end of your day, checking out some Dum Yinzers. We thank you too. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow for our Friday installment of the show to get ready to head into the weekend. The Pirates, a final series before the All-Star break, Mike, against the first place in the division, Milwaukee Brewers. Also, we'll be getting ready for the Pittsburgh Passion Conference Championship game. Some Pittsburgh Riverhounds soccer, which that game did get moved 1 hour later by time, and so much more, Mike, and everything that's Pittsburgh Steelers we can scrape up between now and then. We'll certainly be getting into that as well, heading into the weekend, guys, as again, we were coming up on show 1000 in just 5 shows, Mike. It's including today. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or 4 final days for the big 1000th show, Mike, in the 5-year anniversary. Then we are going to take our summer break and then be back just before camp starts. So that is how things are looking at this moment. I do believe that is everything. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get into it all over again, guys. Am I forgetting anything, Mike? No.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had my mic muted for a second.
Oh, okay.
Almost 1,000 episodes in. You think I know to check that?
You'll learn it. It's still early on in the process.
It's still early in the process. We're not part of the 1%. My taxes have not gone up.
That's true. We hit the 1,000th episode, guys. It will be the top 1%, if you could even believe that. So, guys, so much coming up. 4 more days till that big episode. And again, then after that, we will take the break, be back just in time for camp and everything coming up again. Camp, a month from now, we have preseason football. 66 days from now, we have the kickoff to the season with the Falcons. Everybody's excited here. Everybody's excited on the board. Everybody's excited in Steeler Nation. So, guys, I think we're going to send it to the interview. I hope everybody enjoys this. This is, again, Makai Chavez, the former MVP of the Women's Full Contact Football League, Mike. They are playing to go to the championship. Game will be on ESPN Plus this weekend between the Pittsburgh Passion and the DC Divas. They're in-division rivals. 2nd year in a row, they meet each other 3 times, splitting both years in the regular season and meeting in this round in the playoffs to see who goes on to Canton for the championship game. You're not going to want to miss that this Saturday at Char Valley High School. So again, guys, this is coming up. I hope you enjoy it. Other than that, I do think that's it for the day for us. We'll be back tomorrow to get back into it again to head into the weekend. I want to say thank you to everybody. Mike, speak now or forever hold your peace. All right, for Mike, for Derpy, for Finch, RB, Chop, myself, the 2 Dum Yinzers, everybody have a great day. Stay safe, stay cool, and enjoy this interview with Makai Chavez. We'll see you tomorrow. Hi, we are here today with a very special guest. As a matter of fact, I could not wait. To get this guest back on, Mike. She was with us last year before the WFA season kicked off for the Pittsburgh Passion. And I know that it's certainly a growing sport here in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to be honest with you, it is one of my favorite sports. And it is a sport that in Pittsburgh, Mike, they are managing to win postseason football games.
Yes.
Unlike a lot of other teams in our city right now. But I don't want to take any longer. I want to introduce to you our special guest, guys. Today, we have former MVP, quarterback of the Pittsburgh Passion, Makai Chavez. Makai, welcome to the show. Great to see you again. I got to be honest with you, Makai. First of all, welcome. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you guys again. I enjoy talking with you guys.
You know what? We really enjoy talking with you. And then every Saturday, a lot of times I'm sitting here watching the games on YouTube, and I'm just thinking, wow, how freaking cool. How good is she? And you know what? I went on and on about you last time, and I felt a little bad because I kept saying, you know what? You're the whole team. You are, a big part. But you know what? This team is special. Makai, I'm watching the Pittsburgh Passion play week by week and just watching the coaching and watching the players, how you guys all have each other's back. And it is truly a joy truly a joy to get to watch the Pittsburgh Passion every Saturday. And if this team could win this week and we could get that championship game, this look in your eyes, I can imagine, is just going to be even more fierce, Makai. Let me start by asking you a few questions today. First of all, you have the the DC Divas this week, who you split the series with against, and it was no different than last year. A split series last year. You met these guys in the playoffs. Now you get them again. We had two close games this year. We had a game-winning field goal to beat them, and then we had a late score for DC late in the game, and we just couldn't overcome it the second time. Winning at each other's fields. How is this game different for you guys preparing? Because, again, nobody knows the Pittsburgh Passion like the DC Divas. Nobody knows the DC Divas like the Pittsburgh Passion. What are you guys doing different this time that's going to keep us playing along that same line? Because it's high intensity. These guys are playing top-level football against a top-level team. What's the Pittsburgh Passion got in store for this weekend, Makai?
I think that we've really been focusing on refining our skills, ensuring that we really just execute on all calibers. We need to keep doing the things that we've been doing with a little bit more intensity. We're already a very active, intense team. That's how we approach our offense, our defense, our special teams. So when it comes to this weekend, I just know that everybody in preparation, from the whole way from players to the coaching staff, we're just really focused on refining what we already know and executing on in every possible way.
And let me ask you this, and that's fantastic to hear. How is the injury bug right now? I know that Napo was out. Is she still out? Is she playing? What's the updates with injuries right now?
She will be out.
Okay.
Other than that, we've stayed rather healthy, and I'm gonna knock on every piece of wood that I possibly can, because
Absolutely.
that is the goal. We want to play a healthy, active, correct game. We don't want to get a lot of penalties. We want to play a clean game. We want it to be successful.
And there's no better team. Yeah, because I mean, I'm looking at the numbers here. I mean, Yinz guys from number 1 and number 2 in the country are just separated by mere points. I mean, it's that close. And the thing is, you guys are top tier. They are top tier. It's two different styles, but we're gritty. We're Pittsburgh. You could feel the Pittsburgh when Yinz guys play. And I'm watching these football games, and I'm thinking, as long as we could get out there and do what it is that we do, we could get out there and Makai could do what it is that she does in our running game, in our defense. We could create mismatches just because, again, we're good, but in two different kind of ways. And then we just got to figure out on defense how to slow down that passing game, right?
Yes, correct. Really, all we got to do is truly do our one part. There's 11 people out there at every minute of the game. You got to focus on doing what you are to do and reading the things that need to be read, whether it's on offense or defense. Defense has kicked it up a notch in so many ways prior to this season, and we're watching it. We're watching that play out. Offense has done the same thing. We've created so much chemistry at this point that I truly believe in the success of the rest of the postseason.
You know what? I truly do too. And as I said, I'm just chomping at the bit to get to Saturday. You guys are on ESPN Plus, Makai. So I mean,
listen, I'm also chomping at the bit. I'm ready. I could play this game yesterday.
I bet. I tell you what, one thing that I noticed is, not really changing the game, because you guys, tend to mix things up pretty good and keep it balanced. But the way that you was getting that ball thrown down the field last game, it was like you turned it up a whole nother notch against Mile High than you did the previous week, or anytime this season. It was really getting that ball fired down there. Is there going to be element of the pass game that's similar to that this week, or is it going to change up a little bit just because DC is a different team and you might not be able to do the things that you did against the Mile High team?
I think we're gonna see everything that we possibly can do is going to be done in this game. I think playing in the rain was just for me, that's a fun time.
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy playing in the rain to be able to be successful in it. And I said that before the game to the team. I said, listen, if you haven't played a game in the rain, if you haven't played a game in the rain, then you don't know what fun is yet. And we got to see that. We got to see what we can do through adverse conditions. So when it comes to this game, however the weather looks like, however it is, we just prove that there is nothing that can keep us from firing on all cylinders. Whether that's the weather, whether that's one of our best, if not our best teammate with an injury, we're going to do everything that we possibly can. So I think we'll see a mixture of a little bit of everything.
And that's the thing. I mean, big games, you got to leave it all out there. And you know what? That's speaking like a true football player, Makai. Anybody that says those words, I love playing in the rain because it's fun. That's spoken from a true football player. Everybody that loves football, that's down in their heart, will all say the same thing, especially from up here in the Northeast. I mean, it is what it is. You guys are going to be now. One quick question. I'm going to pass it over to Mike for a couple. But one thing is, how you guys plan? And again, I'm not really sure there's a way that you can plan. But going from we have to find a way to beat these guys at home, Makai. Is it just the making sure you get out there, do all the fundamentals, don't miss anything, keep the mistakes at a minimum, and just go out and play the best game that you can? Because for whatever reason, that's been the struggle the past couple of years for both teams. It's not just you guys; it's both teams that's having a tough time beating the other team in their home field.
Yeah. Last season was really the first season that was like previous seasons. We've beaten them at home. We've kept that kind of record. But last season, it really tried that. And I think that there was that sometimes things need to happen the way that they do. And I believe that happened the way that it did. We got a fire under us. And I think really what it comes down to is who wants it more. We have the talent. They're a talented team. Who is hungrier? Who wants it more?
And one more quick thing I just want to throw in there. I was kind of curious how this was going to play out because a lot of times, we're getting playoff games. We're getting games against teams over here on our side. Get a chance to go out there and dominate Mile High like Yins did last week. I was impressed. I thought, okay, we're going to get one of these Western teams. Let's see what they come over. Let's see what they bring. Let's see how we handled it. Makai, you went out there and just Yins played these guys like Yins play all the time. Didn't skip a beat. You went out there and whooped them. And again, that's encouraging as well because it just shows you guys, no matter what's in front of you, it doesn't matter if this team's coming from Colorado. It doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. We're ready to play football. And you know what? Yins guys are the most consistent that I've seen do that so far over the past few years that I was really getting back into you guys. Like Yins are consistent week after week after week. And if there are mistakes or a couple mistakes, you're kind of sitting there thinking, geez, what's going on with these guys? Because, again, Yins guys are very consistent in the mistakes are at a minimum. And I guess that's why you are the best. And that's why you sit at number one. I mean, that doesn't happen without all those things happening, correct?
Yeah, correct. We work hard to have the kind of synergy that we have on the team. I would say at this point, this is the most that it has felt that way in all the years that I've played. We have created and we have worked together and we have created this team on all ends, whether you are the third string the whole way to a starter, on all ends, from the helping staff to the head coach to the owner. On all ends, we have really committed to ensuring that we're here for a reason and we're going to do this with purpose.
Absolutely. Mike, go ahead, man.
Yeah, that's kind of like the question I was going to ask is like the mentality from last year to this year. Because you were alluding to it before this last question of how you said you were ready to play this game yesterday. And I was just going to ask about the mindset difference between last year's team and this year's team. And I'm encouraged by what you said. And it's kind of reminds me of like Jack Heum, a former Steeler, once said, chemistry comes first, then winning. He said a lot of people think you have to win, then get chemistry. And it's like, he said, we didn't win Super Bowls until we were a complete unit. And that's kind of sounds like how you guys are right now, like a complete singular focused team ready just to take any challenge head on. And like that confidence going into this game, you guys got to be going into this game, like feeling like you can just take down anyone.
Yeah. I mean, that's the mentality that you have to have.
Yeah.
You have to believe in what you're doing. You have to believe in what you're doing, even when you don't do it right, even when you might make the mistake. And you have to trust that the other people who are on that field with you and are on the sidelines and the people in the stands who are watching from home that also believe that if a mistake is made, then that mistake is going to be made and you can move on from it.
Yes.
And I think that with chemistry comes that we're all human, we're going to make mistakes, but it's how you allow people to help you recover from that.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a perfect game. It would be great
Yeah.
if we didn't make one mistake.
Right.
But that's not how life works. So I think it really does show that we're ready to play this game because of the way that we have created such the mentality of we did not get this far just to get this far.
Right.
And that's like you said, that's the perfect mindset to have. You see that like across all sports, it's that I made a mistake. Okay, push past it because okay, I may have messed up, but my teammates have my back, and I'm not gonna let this get me down to, bring them down too. So I love hearing that from you guys. And you said you're for the offense and defense, every play is on the table. Is there maybe some stuff that hasn't been on film yet that you guys are gonna pull out to try and catch them by surprise? Maybe not to like spill any secrets here, but
Yeah, don't spill nothing.
these kind of games, both teams kind of go deep in the bag of stuff that hasn't been seen before.
I will not confirm or deny.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What I will say is that we are a talented team whose talent has not been used to its full capacity
Ooh.
yet.
I like that. That's a
Like
great
that.
answer.
And so that tells me you guys are also prepared for any little wrinkle that they're going to throw at you too. 'Cause
Yes.
a lot of teams, like, they prepare for their own little wrinkles. A lot of teams forget that, hey, our opponents can throw wrinkles at us too. And it's usually whoever gets caught flat-footed first that can tip the tide of the game. So it sounds like you guys have everything covered. I can't wait for this game.
Yeah, I will say that the preparation that our coaches on a defensive, offensive, and special teams aspect, the preparation that they put into this is phenomenal. It does not go unnoticed.
Yeah.
I see it. I know the rest of the team sees it. We can appreciate that we do the work and we do our best to execute what they are presenting us, but at the end of the day, we are not here without the people who are putting in the time to really help us figure out and navigate what we need to do for these games.
And you know what I do notice, Makai and Mike, excuse me, like going back to what you were saying was, if you look down at these women on this football field wearing the black and the gold on Saturday evening, there's nobody that does not look focused. Every person, no matter what happens, if there's a celebration, if there's a mistake, if there is whatever the case may be, a late hit, whatever, there's not a person in the black and the gold that does not look focused through the course of the whole entire game. And you can really see what the coaches do at you guys. You could, that really, it resonates off of you. And you can just tell how wonderful job they do in preparation, getting the game plan ready, getting Yins ready, and getting out on that football field and doing what you do. Because as I said, there's not a person in the black and the gold, that not a coach, not a player, not a water person, whatever it is, everybody looks focused. And I love seeing that. Makai, this is, and eventually it will. It's a growing thing, and I understand this. In the Passion, this should be really big in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to be honest with you, Makai. You're my favorite football player. You really are. And I'm talking guys. I'm talking gals. You truly are. Listen, I watch you, and every time you touch the ball, there's an opportunity for something to happen. And again, I'm not taking anything away from any of the other ladies on the team. They all are great as well. Makai, but every time I see you take off around the end or just get ready to throw that ball downfield, you get this feeling like something big is about to happen. And there's no other athlete in Pittsburgh now that's like that. Listen, I'm not saying they don't have the talent, because there's plenty to do, but what you do from week to week really makes it worth watching. And this is what I tell everybody, and I tell everybody on the show. I'm like, you got to tune in. You got to check these ladies out. What they do is truly amazing. And as I said, you know in the Berg, you can't wait till the Steelers come on. I can't either, but you know what? I also can't wait till the Pittsburgh Passion play. And this week is, as you said, no different. Even more is at stake, of course. The championship at stake. ESPN Plus. I mean, come on. This is as fun as it gets for a Pittsburgh sports team. I don't care what uniform you wear. This is where it's at.
Yeah. I will say I truly enjoy playing with this team. There's nothing I wouldn't do. And the people that I've been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
I play a different way. I've bred it, but I've not been a quarterback all my life. I played running back, I played cornerback, I played receiver, pretty much every other position. And then quarterback it's been an opportunity for me to really hone in on a different skill set. And I'm really lucky to have the coach that I have that is
Yeah.
coaching me as a previous successful QB for Pittsburgh Passion.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to this game and me being given the opportunities to make plays, it really, like, I can see the way that the line, the receivers, the running backs, if I get the opportunity to make the play, how much more of a possibility that is because of them. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And to even see it for other people too, of what the rest of the team is willing to do and what they're willing to put their bodies through and the sacrifices to be able to show somebody else's skill set by using their own skill set.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially with the line, whether it's offense or defense, but especially offense, because they hold a special place in my heart. But the O line keeps everybody going. Like we are as strong as they are, and you see that in and game out, that they are just successful, and we are successful because of them. But I'll tell you what, this last game, we played that 75% of that in the rain, and
Yeah.
our center did not have one bad snap.
She looked great. I acknowledge that. It was
That's
fantastic.
huge. That's huge in those games because that ball gets
Yes.
so slick as a center. It's just, it's nuts. Oh man.
And that's why I'm just saying these are football players. These women are football, because the mistakes aren't like, you're saying in the rain, 75% of the game. This woman did not muff up one single snap. That's on top of practice. That's a good football player upstairs. And this is what you're seeing week to week when you watch the Pittsburgh Passion play football.
That's what I'm saying. And we were trying hard to keep that ball dry. We were changing towels in and out. I had a different towel like every series. Yeah, I wrung out a towel at one point. So it's just the fact, like, I didn't realize it during the game, but after the game, I was like, that was successful on so many fronts, but it started with the snap.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people who watch football, they always forget like the most important positions that I think, and that Ryan and I talk about on the show all the time, is, like you said, the offense and defensive line. You can have the best quarterbacks, the best running backs, the best wide receivers, but if you don't have time to throw, you don't have time to run, your entire game plan gets thrown out the window. And I always reference back to the last Philadelphia Kansas City Super Bowl. Philadelphia controlled both sides of the ball, or both offense and defensive line, and they dictated the game from start to finish. And if your O-line can play this week the way they did last week, it's, oh my God, I can't wait to see what you guys can do on offense.
Yeah, and I have full faith in that. They're even just watching their chemistry and their synergy from the even beginning, midway through season, first game against DC, second game against DC, just the way that we have honed in and focused on doing more technique. it's just been phenomenal. I have all the faith in the world that they are going to do exactly what needs to be done, because 99% of the time that they do. And I know that they're hungry. They're hungry. They
Is there?
want this.
Yeah. And the thing, the theme I'm catching from this is just the attention to detail. Like every answer
Mhm.
you had is like back to you guys,
Coaches
like
must
it's
be doing a
detail,
great job.
detail, detail, and then focus on doing your job. That's like Bill Belichick would always tell the Patriots: just focus on your job, and then everyone else focus on their job. Next thing you know, you're going to succeed. And my God, like the way you guys are dialed in right now, it's exciting to hear and fun to watch.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm locked in. And I know that that is how all of my other
Yeah.
teams feel. And we have something to prove this year. We want this. We want this, and we are going to do everything we need to do to make sure that that happens.
You
Well, I got to
look
be
like you're
honest with
ready
you,
to
Mike.
suit up right now.
If you didn't, I got to be honest. If you didn't believe that they were going to win before this conversation, the goosebumps just told me
Yeah.
that they are. I mean, these words are fantastic, and hearing the confidence in what you're saying. And I got to be honest with you, Makai. It's not anything less than what I would have expected. This is the same person we spoke to last year, and this is the same person I see on the football field every Saturday. Pittsburgh Passion 5-1 this year. Mike, again, taking that only L, that later game against the DC Divas, 1-1, just as it went last year, back in the conference championship game for the chance to go to Canton for the championship. I have a couple questions though, because you did talk about the injuries. With the exception of Napo, everybody seems injured. I have two questions for you. I noticed last week, and I don't know if it was a couple weeks or two or not, or just last, but I noticed that Cody Johnson wasn't kicking extra points. There was a different person kicking? Is there a reason? Was there an injury? Anything to that?
We are actually very fortunate to have multiple phenomenal kickers on
Okay.
our team. I think that we are getting to see everybody's capability this year,
Okay.
and I truly think that we're just kind of giving that more of an opportunity versus really having her do back to back to back things on a constant basis. So I think it really is showing just how much talent we really have, and how far that goes. Like we're three deep in kicking, and all three of them are phenomenal.
Yeah, and some teams, have a hard time discovering one kicker to do the job, and Yin's guys got three. That's amazing.
And that's the hidden third of the game that people don't like to talk about. They always forget. Like, if you have bad kickers and bad punters, you're in for a long day and a long season.
Speaking of which,
Correct.
Makai, I'm going to swing back around to the special teams here in just 1 second. I do have a question, but let me get to this next one here real quick. The new running back. Now, I noticed now that Napo has been out, it's more of a running back by committee, and I like it. The ladies back here, they certainly have skills. They certainly got talent. But the one lady that's in the backfield last week that I never seen before, and I can't think, she might Smith perhaps. I can't think what her last name is, but she really stepped it up last week and took advantage of the opportunities she got. And if we see that, moving forward again, everybody would love to have Ellison Napo back in the lineup. It's just not going to happen. But is there any adjustments, anything major going into this game with the running game that Chins are concerned with, or is it just a business as usual? Let's go out with what it is that we do, execute and get it done.
It's business as usual. I can tell you right now that when somebody of that caliber, not just talent, but person, as a human being, a genuine, kind, wonderful, caring human being, ends up having an injury like that,
Yeah.
it gives everybody else who plays that same position an opportunity to really show not just what they can do, but what they're going to do in that person's honor. And I think that's really an important thing that has come up this year. Ari Smith has
Yes,
had her
that's her.
own
Yeah.
story when it comes to her success on the field too. She has had battles in her own personal life, and it's an amazing thing to be able to see her execute in a way that she has wanted to these past couple seasons and hasn't been able to for other reasons. So it's just we're watching it. We're watching everybody on the running back position really hone in and channel their own act like true talent, and you're seeing it. You're seeing that extra push. You're seeing that blast of power. You're seeing that decision that you might have hesitated before, but now you're playing with a different kind of intensity because now there's a different hunger that exists with you.
And guys and gals like this, like Ari that you're talking about, and some of the other people that might be off the bench that's not as seasoned as Napo was. How are they dealing as far as dealing with preparing for games? I mean, obviously, all you guys are right on that same page, and they're all ready for in game mode. For somebody, again, anybody that's outside of Napo at this point, how are they taking on the preparation, not only physically and what they have to do on the field, but mentally as well to get prepared for a game as big as this?
A lot of extra work outside of what we already have as our like specific practices or film.
Yeah.
We're not leaving it. We're leaving no stone unturned. We are truly honing in and channeling the things that need to be done for us to play to our best capability. Not get in our own way, not just shut out the noise and play your game, because every single person, whether it's from our third string running back to our third string receiver to whoever it may be, everybody is locked in, they're channeled, and they're doing the extra work that needs to be done in this kind of game. And this kind of game does require a little bit of more umph from wherever you already have it. You can have it, and you can have 100%. Now we're in 110% at this point.
Absolutely, Mike. I got two more. If you want to go ahead and ask Makai something,
I have no more questions other than I just can't wait to see you guys play, and I'm rooting for you, and I hope you guys go out there and just dominate and then just keep moving on, because like Ryan said, you guys are fun to watch, and like you're saying, you guys are just locked in at a different level this year, and I'll be surprised if you guys don't go all the way, because it's like everything you're saying and everything you guys have done this year, it just seems like the season of destiny. Like you see this in sports all the time, the way teams, like you said, coalesce at the right time, at the right moment, and it just has that feeling of it that this is the time.
Yes,
absolutely. My question, I got two left. We won't keep you too much longer. Last week, after the very late in the game, there was a kickoff. Jana got the ball and she was taking off up the field, and that chick grabbed her hair and pulled her back and then tackled her. For one, is she okay? I just want to ask, because again, it looked brutal when it happened, but you know what? I've seen Jana many times on that field, and she's a beast as you. And I thought to myself, of course she's fine. She got up, went right back, and I was just fine. You guys see a lot of tackles like that because, again, the hair's out there. It's fair game. And like I said, if it wasn't for that hair, she might have been gone down that sideline.
Honestly, I think the same thing. I think she would have been gone. And I think I think she felt it too. And, that's the unfortunate part about having your hair out like that. Now, there are other options for not having it out like that, and then that's something that she has considered for going into this week, because I know that she's not going to want that to happen again. She's gone down the sideline. She's gone, and we saw it. I was right there.
I tell you
what, she levitated for a minute.
She did that first move to escape, and then once she started going, I thought she's gone, and then just that quick grab of the hair, I was like, ah.
Yeah. And it's an unfortunate part of it's an unfortunate part of the game that as women, a lot of the times they're going to have longer hair, and at the end of the day, you have to make a decision on whether or not you are going to do what you can to keep it concealed, right, or if you're going to let it out. And I know people who put their hair in braids, and they have long hair down to the halfway down their back, and they'll put it in braids for the game, and then they'll put it under their shoulder pads. Okay. So there are people who do make that decision, but it is fair game. It is a part of the uniform.
And Jana's Jana. I mean, you know what I mean? I've been watching this hair for a few years, and I thought she's probably not going to put it. She just does what she does, like yourself.
Yeah.
She just goes out there and beats it, and it's like, you know what? Nobody asks questions, you know?
It's like when Palomalu would put his hair down, he would turn into like the football persona. Then after the game, put it up and go back to that, the 9 to 5 person.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so some people need that,
And speaking of the 9 to 5 person, my last question, it's going to come down to just, let me put it to you this way. This is something I learned the last time we talked to you. You're a very down-to-earth, level-headed person, soft-spoken, and it's really evident when you see these commercials during the game of that commercial Yins guys did with Doc, and Yins came up on him and took the ball, and he's laying on the ground. And when you spoke, I'm thinking, I seen you run people over at very, very fast speeds, and you have this soft-spoken voice, and it's just one of the things that's more impressive about you, because once you see you play, you realize you do turn that switch on. This person that you are, and then this person that you are. At what point in your life, I've been wanting to ask you, at what point in your life did you realize that you had that? Again, you've been playing football for a long time. Some people don't ever realize, find that button for themselves to turn off and on. How far along were you in your football career when you realized that you were just able to turn it on and go out and dominate a game? And walk off the field and be yourself at the end of the day. It's truly something you would like to see from more professional football players in the NFL level. Seeing you guys do it again, it's not just yourself, it's all the ladies on this team, all a class act. But you get out on that field, you click a switch on, it's a whole different person. At what point in your life and career, Makai, did you realize that you were able to do that? Because again, what I see on the field and the person I talk to out here, I wouldn't want to run into the person I see out on the field in a dark alley. Here, I love talking with you. When did you realize you had that?
I'm not even sure I have. I know that I think a couple years ago I was at a flag tournament and I actually had somebody look at me, and I played tackle football against them, but they had never talked to me outside of me being in my uniform.
Okay.
And they talked to me and they were like, you're a lot smaller in person. And that was like the first time that it registered to me that the people that I play against or that I play with that don't experience me outside of the football setting truly don't know anything other than that switch.
You're right.
So when they experience me elsewhere, it's like a different ball game for them. I don't think, for me, I'm the same person all the time.
Right.
It's just I'm just dialed in a different way, whether it be work, with football, at home, whatever it is. I'm just dialed into whatever capacity I need to be. So I think that was like the first time. I think it was maybe like 23 or 22. End of 22, that was the first time that somebody had said something like that to me, and I was like, I guess you do only see me a specific way because that's only how you've ever experienced me. So I think I think I'm still trying to realize it, and I realize that when I'm on the field or in a football setting, I'm an intense person. But when it comes to and I might be an intense person outside of that,
Right.
it's a different level of locked in. Like I'm gonna do everything I possibly can in all aspects of my life, but football and my love for it just amplifies that tenfold. So I think that I'm still realizing that, and sometimes got to keep that in mind when people don't experience me like that.
You know what, Makai, it's been I can't even think of the word. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really been a treat to get to watch yourself and your team and your coaches do your thing every weekend. A total class act. Makai Chavez this weekend, guys. I'm sorry, not NFC. Conference championship football game this week at Char Valley. Is it a 6:00 start, Makai?
Yes.
6:00 start at Char Valley. ESPN Plus. You're not going to want to miss this game. It's the third time these two teams face off against one another again, the same way it went down last year, with these ones being finished, Mike, this season with a game-winning field goal. Again, a late touchdown, kind of sealed it for Washington, D.C. last time. This game is going to be classic. I have no doubt about it. And if your teammates are anywhere close to being as locked in as you are, I have no doubt that we're going to win this football game and be getting ready to head to Canton because, Makai, again, to watch women play football, full padded football, you guys are just on a whole different level. Don't get me wrong, DC is really good. But from what I've seen over the past few years, the battles against Boston, everything that you see from this football team, the Wayans persevere, the Wayans continue to be a top team, the Wayans continue to win. It just couldn't be more impressive. And I got to be honest, as a fan, Makai, there would be nothing better to see Yins ladies win this football game, beat this Washington team, take their quarterback, and get back to DC as we get ready to head up to Northeast Ohio to get ready for the championship. Makai, again, I could tell you're locked in. Mike, anything before we let Makai go? I'll just continue to gush at her if you let me talk. So
I just want to thank you again for joining us. We really do appreciate this. Appreciate you coming in, talking about the passion, and letting us know like your guys' mindset heading into this game, and wishing you and the team nothing but success this weekend.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me here. It's I love football and I love talking to you guys. So it's really going to be a good rest of the season. I can tell you that.
You know what? Likewise, again, we just try not to bother you that much. I know once season comes along, Yins are busy, but when Yins win this one, we'd like to talk to you again, maybe, and get a little bit of insight for the championship game. But until then, we'll certainly be holding our breath, getting ready for the big game Saturday. Again, 6 o'clock at Shar Valley. If you can't get down there, the game's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. You're not going to want to miss this matchup. This is the Steelers and the Ravens of the WFA, in my opinion. You're not going to want to miss this. Again, Makai, thank you so much for hanging out. We can't wait to talk to you again. A class act, former MVP, quarterback of the Pittsburgh Passion, ready, locked, loaded for the DC Divas this Saturday evening. Makai, again, thank you so much. Get ready, get your teammates ready, go out there and win this game, and we can't wait to talk to you after.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Makai.
Good luck. All
right, no, we're still good because we're not live. Fantastic.